All right, let's start then. Last session, you resumed your investigation of Durst Manor. You were about to fight some shadows, which you managed to do, well, somewhat fine. You defeated the shadows and continued your exploration. You found the door, opened the door, and it was a mimic, as all dungeons should be. All dungeons should have access to at least one mimic, so that was expected. You continued your investigation after, now that you explored a bit and realized that the only place that you could probably go at the moment was southwest towards the stairs that led down. You went there, and when you got down, all of you started to hearing what seems to be a chant that said, "He's the ancient, he's the land. He's the ancient, he's the land." You kept going, arrived at a reliquary with some strange stuff, which seems to be mementos, like a giant feather, a white feather, some flasks, dolls, fangs, a lot of stuff that really didn't have that much of an explanation, besides being there maybe have some sort of collectible. Then all of you decided to resume your investigation. There were two paths, one to the left, one to the right, that led to a gate, and it was to the gate that you decided to go. You opened the gate, and that gate led you to what seems to be a huge room full of water on the ground, and a strange altar at the center. After a few moments looking around, Percha decided to go to the altar and grab the book that was there. She grabbed the book, and that prompted what seems to be some spectral shapes to appear, and they started to chant that one must die. One must die. One of you tried to trick them by dying and being revived, but, well, those creatures didn't want and wouldn't allow others to trick them. So, if one won't die, then all must die. And a creature, a strange one, made of bones, flesh, and ligaments, creating an amalgamation of profane nature, which was seems to be held together by the profane skeleton of a baby. This creature that appeared decided to, well, kill all of you. And in a valiant effort, after you revived Clint and resumed what you had to do, the fight against this creature, after a while you finally managed to do so, but not before most of the group were battered and almost broken. Jerumo was engulfed by it and almost died. So did Percha with its strong attacks. And you were all, after the fight, on the brink of death. But that was not all, of course. You had still to escape this manor, which was, at the moment, almost collapsing. You ran towards the exit, went up the stairs, and resumed your path. But the house that you arrived in was not the same anymore. There were flames on all fireplaces that created poisonous smoke. There were scythe blades on all doors beside the secret ones. And the walls of the place were also rotten and in the verge of breaking. Some of you tried to go to the scythes, others broke parts of the wall so the others could pass, and you started your escapade. Most of you were hurt. One of you was able to get, well, supposedly away, and the others are at trying to give the last steps before they can leave this place, with, of course, Clint being unconscious at the moment. And that's where we are going to start today's session, with all of you now back at the manor. And back there, the next one up in line to play would be Percha.
Okay. Going down the steps, I'll go down the steps.
Would Percha be carrying my halberd by chance, or no?
All right, this place that you are there, Percha, there's a fireplace here, so all this room is filled with poisonous smoke.
Okay.
I would say that the only place that's safe there would be the stairs.
Can I snuff out the smoke? Because it's on fire, isn't it?
It is on fire, yes.
Can I snuff it out with prestidigitation?
How much of a flicker can you use prestidigitation to extinguish? Because that's close to a 5 feet of fire there.
Okay, it says a range of 10, so I'll get close enough to go and
No,
do it.
give me a second. I need to read it to see if
Sure.
something says that you can actually. Let me see.
That's
Color
the
small.
information right there. I'll be right back.
Soy or 1 cubic foot. You chew warm or flavor. A candle torch or a small. Oh yeah, that's not a small campfire at all.
Alrighty, I'm back.
All right. You wouldn't be able to snuff it. It says that it needs to be a small campfire that's way bigger than a small campfire.
Okay, no, that's fine.
All
I
right.
just wanted
And
to see.
let me just describe here is the poisonous smoke. When it gets here, of course, it goes up since there's a ventilation going up. So the stairs are safe, but everything else here and here and here and here and also here are not safe of poisonous smoke.
No, that's totally fine. Okay, now, can I please, to be able to make it through those blades, what type of roll do I need to do?
That would be Dex, or you can try an intelligence.
Give me a second.
Can you Eldritch Blast them and fuck them up a bit?
Yeah, okay. I want to know the framing around these doorways down in the house, just inside the house. Can they be damaged in some way to actually cause the blades to stop working?
You mean no? The blades are just flying around. They do not have anything that holds them. They are just there, flying.
Oh, they're just there.
Yeah.
They're just there. They're not coming out of the
No,
door
no.
frame. They're just
They most definitely are something magical there. They're just flying around and shopping out places that are on the place of the door there, but that's it. Nothing holding them.
Okay. My dexterity is a lot better. Did you say dexterity? This is a check or a save?
That would be a check, but I would advise you to think again. You might not be in the place that you think you are. You try to go through a side blade at the moment.
Oh, right. I will continue to go down the steps.
All right. You're safe there from the poison since you are on the stair.
Alright, so I was there 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, so that's my entire turn anyway.
All right.
So, hold on a second. I know why that's not coming up. There we go, ending turn.
All right. You are stable. And the next one is Ember. Who's going to bring this one here? All right. She can't go anymore since you are on the path there. She would need to end it here, so she's going to stay there. As will Kida. She can go away. Then the next one up would be Jerumo. What do you want to do there?
Being that I'm already outside, I don't really think there's much I can do. I'm just waiting for the others to come out.
Are you sure?
Unless I just start taking a walk around, because this is the front door, yeah?
Yeah.
Well,
This is the gate that leads to a small clearing here. And then there's the double door and the walls here and here.
In that case, I will walk. So, how much of a gap is there enough in this point here? Is there enough?
The only place that really cuts you is if you pass this line here, so they're safe. Yeah.
So, solid wall.
No, that would be inner wall, rotten one, and that would be solid wall. The only solid wall that the house has is the outer wall. The inner walls are all rotten and almost broken.
So I'm going to smash this wall here.
All right.
I will do the unarmed strike on that.
Sure. Hits. You rolled a 2. And it breaks.
Alright.
2. Alright, give me just a second. I'm going to open it. And of course, rats appear.
Bloody typical. Frickin' rats.
Man, you think for a bunch of rich people they'd afford good extermination?
I don't think that's the problem here.
I mean, I don't know what else it could be, you know?
Yeah.
Rich guy obviously can afford magical spinning saw blades, but can't afford a good ass exterminator.
Mm.
I still got one more attack.
Yep. Okay, you killed 3 rats there. And the others seem to be trying to kill you at the moment.
Nothing new.
All right, Percha. You are next.
All right. Going down the steps. That's 5, 10, 15, 20. Where would be the safe spot down here? This step?
Yeah,
This step?
the stairs, yes.
Alright, for now. Actually, I've got some script. I'm gonna dash because I want to go ahead and check. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Can I ask a question out of curiosity?
30.
Conrad?
At the moment, you see that Jumo is fighting some rats on the wall there. Yes, go ahead.
If like you were to take a dash action, would dexterity saves be at advantage or
No.
no? Okay.
You
Alright, I'm just
you
making
just
sure.
can use your movement again.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Okay.
Sneak.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I'm gonna go back up to the steps. Because
Alright.
I can't do anything else right now. So I'm gonna stop there because I have to do something on my next turn.
Alright. Let's see here. That would be 5, 10, 15, 20. Alright, so we can go here. 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 And here. Okay. Still has... let me see. Still has 10 movement. Alright. Go here. Get it here. And, well, suppose... the best thing to do would be hit the wall. Hits.
Please don't let there be rats.
I think at this point we know better than that, right?
I want to let Hope survive, considering all the BS that's been going on in this house.
There's no OBS, man.
Uh-huh.
Alright, that rat's there. That's her turn. Can't do anything else. And the next one would be the rat. It's going to fight against Jerumo. 15
Miss.
doesn't hit. Miss. And, well, it's going to just stay there. Next one up would be Kida's turn. Let's see if she can do anything here. 10, 15, 20, 25. Can she see the rat? She can. What can she cast here? That would be this.
I guess that's fair considering the house is already on fire, right?
Yeah, I don't think that would be a problem at this moment in time. Alright, go ahead, Jerumo. Hits. Ooh. Alright, kill 2 more rats. 9 just misses. And the next one would be the rat. Mm, 13 does not hit. Next one up would be Percha.
Okay, so Ebba went ahead and broke down the wall, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I can partially see those rats there, but the one that Jeromo's fighting against, I'm going to be getting up to where the blades are, but just staying out of reach. I'm not going to get close to them to cause myself to get attacked.
Sure.
So I'm going to move here. I would like to hit these beautiful things down there just to help them out.
Alright.
Bonus action I can't use because I've got nothing in bonus action to be able to do it with. So it's just cast. Yeah, no, we'll do touch.
Hits. Alright. Explodes 5 of the rats there that are in the bunch there. Some of them just are thrown into the wall.
5, 10. I'm going to move back over here so I can not get the
Alright.
status or run into a constitution saving throw. And I'll return.
Alright, stable. And let's do an attack here. Will be normal attack. 11 hits. And damage. Oh,
Oof, max
nice.
damage.
Bastards.
And
Fox says no here.
next one up would be rats. Rats. Let me see. Yeah, let's do this. Alright. 12 doesn't hit. He does next. Oh no. Just a second here. I kinda moved her into the wall there. Oh, I would need to attack from here. So I won't get. Ooh, I rolled with advantage. Let's see what the first roll is. 15 hits. 2 points of damage. And next one up, Jeromo. Oh, I did some poo-poo here. I need to do this.
What's up?
Ember needs to do a con save. Give me a second. Alright, she's fine. Alright. First one hits. Second one also hits. And to kill more of the rats there. And these rats here are going to go for Ember.
Hell,
hit.
yes.
Oh, damn.
Right. Would not be half hit points. I need to do I have 1d6 extra. Is that it? Yeah. Then she takes 5 more. Ooh. that stuff. All right, Portia.
Okay, one moment. So these rats are still there, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it, why not? Target them. I know I'm going to be casting at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yes. Disadvantage.
10 just
Still
hits.
hit.
Yeah. All right. Kill some of the
Are they
rats
still
there.
Yep. And I would like to push them just enough that they get close to the fire.
All right.
So that way they can catch on fire too.
I will give 1d6 of fire damage. You can roll there.
Thank you. Six.
Mm.
Okay.
I mean, good enough, right?
And it's like, get out of my way. That's 5, 10, 15. Oh shit, I got close. I think I can get away from him. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And I'll end my turn then.
All right. Con save for me.
Of
Me?
course. No, me.
No.
Oh, thank God.
Percha. Ooh.
18.
All right. 19. Good enough. Next one up. Stable. And Ember is going to go for an attack here. Trying to hit. Ooh.
Oh, come on.
Take some and you lose some, right?
I
Rats
guess.
here. That would be half hit points bite. 17 hits. 1 point of damage. Right, now I need to go down here. Produce flame. I think this one might be best. No!
Oh, no.
Misses. And the next
He
one up
actually
would be
has
Jerome.
terrified.
Yeah.
Hits. Oh, nice. Kill a lot of the rats there. 4 of them. For a claw. And hit again. Oh, nice. And that's enough. You kill all of the rats that are on the door there. Oh, I need to do a con save with Ember, right? Give me a second here. Con save. Come on, Ember. Nice. The rats here are going to attack Ember. Okay. Doesn't hit.
Nope.
And the next one up would be Percha.
Is there enough room for these rats to be like pushed even further into the fireplace?
I got fireball.
I would give you, if you push it towards the fire again, another 1d6 of fire.
That's fine. I'm going to use the Eldritch Blast. I'll just use the Eldritch Push as part of it.
Alright.
I'm going to be rolling at disadvantage. Let's hope it's a good one.
Ooh, just misses.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to move away because I know that they'll come after me afterwards. So 5, that means
Alright.
opportunity attack.
Yeah, let me just do the opportunity here. Then you can continue. Oh.
Low damage, low damage, low damage.
Alright.
They took 2 points away from my false life. Okay, so that's 5. 15, 20, 25, and I'm going out the door.
Let's see, 5, 10, 20,
5, 10.
25. You have 5 more movement.
I'll just stay right there. Fresh air.
Alright. Let's attack the rats here.
No, fuck those rats. It's nice of you to finally gracious.
Yeah.
Alright.
Better late than never.
5, 10, 20, 35. And she's gonna say, can someone go grab Clint?
Clint, please.
Now only 4 to live.
Next one.
Where is Clint?
It's Kida.
Stay.
Kida, are you up?
I'm just loading boundary as we speak.
Alright, I'm going just to keep going here so we don't waste any time.
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast!
Do
Nat
better
20,
than
let's
last
go.
time. Nope.
What the?
Ooh, nice!
Yeah.
Alright, the rats are dead. And at this
Yeah, they are.
point, let's see how much Kida can carry. Oh,
A
you
lot.
cannot drag Clint.
I didn't imagine I could.
And can you...
I was hoping.
Can you... Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, and you can't go out, so better stay here.
Good.
Jermo.
So,
How did we end up here?
whereabout is Glint? Clint, sorry.
Clint seems to be... you didn't really see, but Amber seems to have pointed towards the top there, but I don't think you would be able to drag him.
No.
I think there's only one person who can.
That's why.
So, the fire that's in this room here,
Yeah.
how big is it?
Seems to be maybe close to 5, 6, 7 feet. Takes a huge square there.
Trying to think of. Trying to think of something. Where is it? Du- 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 du. It's a little bit too large. I guess I'll just gonna have to end my turn since there's
All right.
nothing really much else that I can do.
Don't you want to move away at least?
Oh yeah, I'll step out. Yeah. 10, 15.
All right. Next one up, Percha.
Okay. Damn shame that I can't cast False Life on someone to go and get their sorry ass up.
No, that would be too easy.
I know it would be too easy.
We don't have any more potions, do we?
No, the one that's.
I thought we had
think-
one. I thought we had one left.
No, you used all of it.
Yeah.
The last one was used by Jerumo when he passed through the blades.
Yeah,
Before.
I needed to use it on myself.
Yeah. So, would it take 2 people to go ahead and drag Clint through? Or
Let me
does it
see.
need one person to carry him fully?
No, we can add them up here. All right. Who else do you want to go with?
Me. Could me and Kita
Let's
carry?
see. That would be
Clint out?
no. Even if you and Kida combine your strength, you wouldn't be able to grab him.
Right.
At the moment.
So it'll probably be better if Ember went back in and actually carried his butt out.
That would be yeah.
Yes. Please.
Okay. Yeah. Alright. I'll just end my turn there.
All right. It is up to Ember then. 10, 25, 40. Go here with dash. Kida, you are next.
Okay. So let me understand. This is on fire.
Yep.
And where is our exit? What's our exit strategy at this point?
You opened the wall here, and at the bottom. It seems.
Okay.
They've got an easy path out.
So now we've got an easy path up. Okay. So 5. Yeah. 5. 10. 15. 20. It's right where Perch is, you said?
Yeah. There's an opening there.
25. 30.
Yeah. You can't really go there. There's someone else there.
Well, we'll dash.
All right.
Then. Let's see.
Jirumo. Is there anything else you want to do there, Kida? Sorry. I don't think you have a
no.
bonus action to use there, so.
No.
Jirumo.
That's it.
I don't have the strength to do that. So I'll just pass.
Percha?
Yep. I'm just gonna have to wait here. I'd rather go ahead and give Ember the time to go ahead and bring them out.
Right. And then she goes through, starts dashing, pass through here, drags.
Ka-thunk, 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 ka-thunk.
And you finally leave the manor.
Damn.
We've done it.
Finally. Now, can I ask an important question?
Depends. Is
Can we finally take a long rest?
My question is, I go over to Clint. Can I feel a pulse?
yeah. He was stabilized.
Yes, but we also weren't sure if he was dead for that.
Yeah. But It is stabilized at the moment.
Okay. So, yes, long rest sounds wonderful. Let's maybe get away from the manor that's probably going to be burning down.
Let's also bury the children so that they can get some peace.
Yeah.
And be bothered by ghosts while we're recovering.
Dead men don't speak.
So, Ember, do you mind carrying our lovely fighter for us the rest of the way?
Sure.
Okay. Well, where to, everyone?
At this point, you leave the manor there, leave it behind,
On
and
fire.
and you escape then the clutches of this manor. You see that the house is still standing there. It seems to be still inviting you inside, and it still seems to be dreadful. You
I
can,
hate that house.
yeah, you can stop but think to yourself that this is no ordinary house. This seems to be a death house. And as you leave, you see a small umbrella just atop of a picnic basket there. It is atop of a beautiful silk blanket. Inside this basket, you can see an assortment of fruits, delicacies, wine even, and on top of it rests a single note that's written in beautiful cursive letter.
Obviously in common.
Seems to be.
Elegant
Alright,
comment.
I'll read it.
Alright. The note says, "My esteemed guests, welcome to Barovia. Signed, Strahd von Zarovich."
Oh,
Oh, what a nice guy.
Oh, and Clint's not even coherent enough to read the note.
That's fine. That's what
Do
happens
you
when
think
you stab yourself.
he's gonna mind if we actually ate the food without him?
No, he wouldn't mind.
He'd want us to make sure we've got a belly full.
You
It's
got a good point there.
the least he could do. I mean, the man was willing to die for us.
What I will do, I'm going to make sure this stuff is not somehow poisoned or is got something on it that is going to go and put us into a bad state.
Alright.
What?
way worse
what
than
would I have to do
your
for that?
fighter who's unconscious.
You can do an investigation.
Ooh, excuse me.
Would a survival check work for that?
Would not.
Ooh, 7.
It's more to find some signs of discoloration, things like that. But it seems safe.
Hmm.
Kita's gonna check it out as
Sure.
well.
Alright, it's safe.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, I think we can eat it.
Alright. Well, let's just set up camp here, and that way we can go ahead and let's just hope that this place burns down, since the inside of it was kind of like bellowing smoke out of fireplaces. Let's just hope this place catches fire.
If we look back to the house, is it still on fire?
In a matter of fact, no. It seems to be exactly the same when you first arrived. Just
That's
a
bold.
beautiful little manor.
Hmm.
Yeah, that
That
seems
reminds-
about right.
You know what? If we ever come back this way and this place is still not gone and burnt down, if I have the means to cast Fireball, remind me to go ahead and do that. I think it deserves to be burnt down.
Well, I'm almost curious if we should now take the children's remains back to the crypt.
You want to go
can
back
we-
in?
Hold on. Can we look inside to see if those blades are still going?
Look at the kind of idea the players come up with. Sure.
Listen, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
More rats coming out of the walls.
It's not like the house tried to kill us or anything.
You know,
True.
it's not like super blades came out from it and
Maybe
and just-
maybe we leave this guy behind this
Mhm.
time. And I kick Clint's unconscious body. Because yeah, let's not, that's a lot of dead weight to drag around.
Okay, hold on. If we rest up, he's going to be in much more better fit form to go ahead and be able to do things. I'm sure.
Yes, but will he be in better mental state? Because I mean, I've had some days, but I've never actually, gone through on stabbing myself in the chest before.
A better mental state coming from the guy who, as you just said, stabbed himself and then tried to trick a bunch of ghosts into believing that he was quote unquote dead.
Oh, he was very dead.
for a
He,
moment.
he was very dead for a moment. It was only because of the spell scroll he had that he is, in the state he's even in now, and not food for that thing in the basement.
Still,
It was warm inside it, so
let's
Oh yeah,
just go ahead and
you
actually
were
rest and
inside
recover.
that thing.
yeah. I'm still trying to get it out of my freaking wings.
All right. At this point, you realize that the mists that were all around you and that hindered your vision, alongside the rain that also stopped, give way. And in the distance, maybe close to a mile perhaps, you see the silhouettes of shadowy structures.
Ha! Shadows!
Seems to be a village, perhaps.
Wait a minute. This village has been here the whole time and we didn't even notice?
Yup.
Let us.
We were in the mist.
Yeah, there were mists and the rain.
We missed him.
Nice. Good one.
Take an inspiration. So do we want to set up camp or do we want to go to the village?
Uh-oh. I see a GM rolling.
I don't like how the GM rolled a 1 on a d4. I don't like that.
All
That's very triggering for me.
I do because it's a 1.
I think, in all honesty, we probably should just try and rest because we're in no shape to go ahead and move anywhere because,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I say rest
Yeah.
here. Let's rest here.
okay. Well, do we have any means to? I mean, I suppose we could take shifts on watch.
Yeah, if you want, I'll take first watch. Or does Jeromo want to be the one on first watch?
Oh, you still
I'll take both.
you still have maybe 10 hours before you can do a long rest. Are you sure you want to stay there?
Really?
Oh,
10
well.
hours?
Yeah,
We
you
wanna
traveled
have a
for
shift?
around 6 hours to get to the manor. Then you were inside there.
I don't know. It feels like we were inside that manor for like a couple weeks, man.
Yeah, I would say 3 weeks. You know?
And we're gonna
More one maybe close to 2 hours perhaps.
It's 8 hours altogether. I say we should just rest.
Just a quick short rest, or do you want to set up camp and?
No, let's
Hang out
go
here?
ahead and do the long. Let's do the. I say we should just go ahead and long rest.
Okay, well, we got a long.
Yeah,
long
you
time
need to
wait.
wait 10 hours and then you can do the long rest for 8 hours.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
maybe we should just have a quick short rest while we're here then.
All right.
Yeah, let's take a powwow.
All right. Let's do a short rest.
Yep.
Right.
Let's do the short rest.
All right, one of you can roll me a d20 blind.
Oh God, who wants to do that?
I'll do it. Not 10.
That's not blind. It's not blind at all.
Hey.
Re-roll there. Jeromo needs to be blind. Need to change to blind here. At the end of 1 hour, Clint is back up. You cannot use your dice when you are unconscious, Clint. You go back to 1 HP.
Oh, sorry about that.
Don't worry.
Well,
Here,
do
let me,
short rest again.
better?
Yeah, you wake up with 1 HP there.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
Thanks for getting me out. Can I get an hour for a short rest, or is this technically considered my short rest?
Yeah,
No, no,
it was considered your short rest.
Oh.
You took 1 hour to wake up, and now if you want to use your hit dice, you need to spend 1 more hour.
Yeah. During the short rest, I would like to attune to the cloak.
Sure, you can do that.
Okay.
Ooh.
And what else did we find in the itemized besides the book and the cloak? Did we find anything else?
I found a spell book.
Spell book and that handful of potions, but we've already used all of those.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that was it.
All right. I'll have a look at this spell book that Clint found probably during the next hour of his short rest, just to see.
You're
if for
going to
some
short
reason-
rest again. All right.
Oh no!
So we're all short resting? We're short resting again?
Well, I mean,
You
I'll
can roll
hang out
me,
for an hour.
if you do, you can roll me another d20 line. I think we all know why I am asking for a d20 blind. But go ahead.
Okay. You insist. I'll roll it.
All right. Okay. You want? You can do your short rest there, Clint, or use your dice if you want.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure before. Awesome. It looks like I got a 10.
Yeah.
13. Hell yes. All right.
Now, do you gain that 11 back from before? Because you would have had that die from before.
It didn't count, so I just got my 1 hit die back because it took me an hour to wake up. And I look, I see what I see you reading the book I found.
Probably.
So I look over and I'm like, see anything interesting in it, Percha?
Do I find anything interesting in this book?
Roll an Arcana there.
Oh, let's see. Is
Let me
that
see if I'm
something I'm good at?
I
No.
am I'm not proficient.
I'm not about being smart. I'm all about being wise, but 13.
Seems to be a spell book of a wizard. It's hard for you to tell anything. It needs a lot of study for people to be able to understand the spell book. A lot of codifications on it. So usually only wizards can really understand what's going on there. But you surmise it is a spell book from a wizard.
Well, it's a wizard spellbook. Not going to be any use to me. But if we sell it to the right person, and if there's some stuff in there that could be of use to them, well, it could be good for a penny.
Alright, can I give it a read? Maybe I can figure it out.
Sure. I'll pass back the book, and then I'll sit down and go through the book that we took from down from the catacombs.
I'll be sitting right next to you reading it.
My eyes are locked on Percha the entire time she's reading this book she found down there.
Just for little giggles, I will go ahead and I wouldn't have to look in your direction. I will just turn and say, "Watch me like a hawk," and I'll be saying it telepathically.
Ho 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 ho!
I know there's something about that book, Percha. You can fool the rest of these people. But I saw the way you moved for that book.
As I said, something was drawing me to it. So I just instinctually went to get closer to the book.
Yeah. What else are you leaving out, though?
If I recall correctly, you had the highest insight. I think you got a nat on that one,
Yes.
didn't you?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Okay. You could probably see there's a bit of not a bead of sweat, but just enough for her to sort of be concerned, because how do I describe it? It would be in a sense, it's almost like a bead of sweat, but it's not that in that sense. It's more like like the look of uncertainty, and the best she would respond is it's almost like the book speaks to me, if that makes any sense.
I can't say that makes sense to me, but I will be honest, it makes me a little uneasy having that book here if those things were protecting it.
Well, and literally, Petrol just turns and shows, says, "There's nothing in it. I was just checking the bank, just double check to see if there was anything in it, and I don't see any writing in it." Correct? Because that's what happened last time when I looked through the book.
Yeah. There's nothing written on it.
So, whatever's important about this book must be either nothing there, or there is just something that we can't see. So,
Or
right now,
maybe the guy was sentimental. Like it's a special book to
that
him.
also.
Maybe could it be like maybe it's written in invisible ink? I heard some people write invisible ink in like journals and stuff to keep their secrets safe.
I'll find out. I'll just go ahead.
Well,
I'll go ahead and start looking at setting up to go ahead as if I'm going to write in it. I'm going to write in it to turn and see if there's any response to it. I won't do it so openly. I think I'll just do it discreetly, just in case. I'll just write in there saying, "Hello, are you there?
Nothing happens, and the writings are still there.
Okay. Well, alright, I'll just leave for now, and I'll just close it, and I'll check back. The writing that I wrote in there didn't seem to disappear. Maybe it's takes time if it is invisible ink. If the book causes it to be invisible, if you have to have particular ink, I don't know. I'll figure it out as we go.
Well, listen, in our time together, Percher, you haven't given me a reason to not trust you, so I will give you the benefit of the doubt. But something about that book just feels off to me.
Hearing Peter's words, would I do an insight on the book?
You can do an investigation on the book if you want. It's not
Okay.
really a
Can I
person.
insight check this book?
Can I incite myself to see if I'm full of shit?
I thought I'd try. Ooh.
Ooh, okay.
Dirty 20.
Seems to be a ornate book, and to you it just seems like an ordinary book. Nothing shows.
Okay.
Do I glean anything from my book?
You can roll Arcana there.
Oh yeah, sure. I'm great at Arcana. I only got +1 to it.
Better than me, I get no +1.
Alright, I got an 11. Not bad, not bad.
You arrive to a close conclusion that Percha did. That usually only wizards are able to read it. For that's how they use spells. They learn the spell and then they write it on a spell book, and so they can remember them at a later time. But that's something that only wizards can do.
Hey, so yeah. So, Percy, you said that this could be sold for a pretty good penny to the right buyer.
Maybe, depending on what's in there. Like, I can't read it to know what's actually in there. All I know is that it's got writing in it, but I can't identify what exactly. I'm not really wizard, and you see air quotes in the air saying, I'm not wizard proficient in understanding what it is.
Well, mind if I ask what you are then? Because you can do magic. I've seen you do it. So, like, what are you?
Okay, this is gonna sound crazy.
You
but
saw what
before
we watched, right?
Before arriving at Daggerford, I was caught in a storm, and I needed to seek shelter, as such, and I fell through the floors of a cave, and it wasn't anything too dangerous or too like anything that hurt me or anything. It was just basically the floor gave way, and I fell down into wherever. And I have to admit, seeing those children before hasn't shocked me, because I actually did meet a ghost on the way. Wasn't dangerous, wasn't anything. They seemed very nice for a ghost that I met. She said that she can help me find my father. But I have to admit the last thing I remember was basically reading something, but I can't remember what it was. And next thing I know, I was out of the area where I met this ghost. and I was back up top, in just outside the cave entrance, inside the cave.
Huh.
Maybe she was able to get me back up there. I don't know. But my memory of that time is a little bit hazy. And since then, I've been able to do stuff.
Shame one of those stuff is you can't read the book, huh? I
Yeah.
tease you.
Yeah. That's why I said it's wizard proficient. Because it's nothing I can read. That's for sure. So, yeah. That's the extent. Just out of curiosity, would my false life would have passed away in that 1 hour?
Yes, it does pass away. Yeah.
Alright, I'll remove it because it's already gone. And I'll get rid of the...
You can you can reuse it anytime you want. Is it a concentration?
Let me double check. I think
I don't think it is. Is it?
Its duration is 1 hour. No, it's not concentration. It's
Yeah,
1 hour.
you can. That's the thing with the incantation that you took. You can use it at any time, anytime.
Mhm.
So you can have this temporary hit points there at any time
And
you
I
want.
don't. Yeah, I don't need to use a spell slot or an
Yeah.
actual component to use it. That's why.
Mhm.
No, for now, I will hold off on it for now, just in case,
Sure.
because I can cast out a moment's notice if I need to.
Well.
I mean, it lasts for an hour. I'd
Well.
say try casting it constant, like
True.
like at near the end of every hour, just re-up
True.
it so you're like, yeah, at least have it in case something happens.
True. Oh, what?
That's my
These
thinking.
arms
That's
will-
my thinking.
That use arm twisting. I don't see how it's damage when it's meant to be healing, but we'll go with it. Let's hope the roll is good. So
7. 7.
7.
Yeah, you rolled a 3 there. It didn't show, but it's 3 plus 4 temporary hit points for you. That would be 7.
Okay.
I don't know why it didn't show the.
Yeah, I
Roll
know.
down.
That's a bit weird. It didn't last time, but not now.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. Since the last update, sometimes some players are having trouble with some rolls. They don't show on chat, but usually you need to just do a refresh and it's all good.
It's all good.
Hopefully the next one doesn't happen. Then we don't really need to do a refresh there.
Okay. So, what's Kita's position after hearing that story?
You know, I appreciate you sharing that with us, and if you feel like this book is something you need to carry with you, then so be it. But it just, I'm still unsure about it.
Okay.
It just seems like ghosts in that book have a history, and I've got a feeling holding on to it is asking for trouble. But if it's something you need for your comfort, then you've done enough to show me that you're trustworthy, Percha, and I will give you the benefit of the doubt. If you think that this book is something that's going to help us, then that's all I can ask for.
I'm gonna just sort of look around and just see if there's anything I can see. Like, we've got the campfire going, but can I see anything past the campfire lighting to do with my dark vision to see outside there?
It's not dark yet.
Oh, it's not dark yet?
No. That's why you can see the shadows in the distance there. That seem to be a town.
Okay.
Are they watching us?
Always.
Yeah, the shadows. Dang shadows. So Clint's
Do we
going
see
to
anything unnatural?
At the moment, no. Just the mists and the house, of course.
Okay.
This
Clint's
whole
going to
place seems unnatural.
very unnatural.
Understatement. But what were you about to say, Clint?
I was going to say, since we're all rested up and everything, I want to start making our way towards the town and hopefully get somewhere with the roof over our head and get an actual sleep
Yeah.
and all that.
Well, do we want to do that, or do we want to find somewhere to put these children to rest before we do that?
I thought we did that like during the short rest, like one of the
No, we
downtime.
didn't.
Yeah, there will be
Oh,
no cutting things that you need to do, and most of
No.
them are all
So,
important, so there's no cutting.
Okay. We can.
so you want to talk about uncomfortable? I feel uncomfortable carrying
Dead
three,
bodies.
the remains of 3 children into potentially a town where
Yeah,
these
good
kids
point.
lived.
Are we able to see from where we are, like inside the house where the door was, to see if the blades are still there?
Yeah, no, they are not there. Seems to be at the same state that you first saw it.
I hate this house. I really do.
So, do we want to try and take them to the crypt, or maybe we just bury
Let's
them
just
in the
bury him out here.
backyard?
Well,
Let's just
here's the
bury him
thing.
out here. They didn't seem to want to be here.
No, the thing here is we've also got to consider the fact that basically the father also has to be buried too, not just the children. And the father was buried up in that room where we found the notes.
Was
His
that the
suicide
father,
note.
or was that the
That was the father.
Okay. Did we ever
We don't know
find
where
the
the
mother's
mother is
remains?
because, yeah, well, the thing is, we know the mother was involved with everything, but where she died, we don't know. So, if we are going to put them all to rest in the catacombs,
Yeah.
then we need to go ahead and make sure that we grabbed everyone's body and put them to rest. Which means we will need to go back into the house to
So
look around.
is that something everybody's willing to do?
Yeah.
I think we gotta put it to a vote. But if I was these kids, I would certainly want to be put to rest where I belong.
All
The
right,
thing
I'm
here is-
going to give you this because, well, why not?
Dum 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 dum. Oh, so close.
Yeah, Clint, that's good insight.
Oh wait, I get a D4 added to that.
Oh, what's the D4
Do
for
you?
you then?
Maybe make it not suck so bad. I got a 6. I'm too gross to my book.
Both Jerumo and Kida, you surmise, and your instincts tell you that that might be one of the worst ideas that you ever had.
Yes.
Listen, it's a terrible idea, but I'm still kind of considering it.
We can bury him out in the yard. They didn't seem to
We
want to be in the crypt.
we could take them to the backyard and make some makeshift graves there.
True.
It's just I feel like whatever they were scared of in the crypt was that thing that we dealt with.
Which was their baby brother. But no, I'm not going to disagree. Putting them in the backyard may be a better idea.
So
Yeah.
So perhaps we do that. I mean, we can say a prayer if that makes everybody feel a little better.
Does anyone have ceremony there?
Nope.
All
Nope.
right.
No.
I'm no cleric.
I'm a magic caster.
Alright. I'll start grabbing pieces of wood that we can write their name. Do we have got their names off because they've introduced themselves. So I'll write each of their
Yeah.
names on big planks of wood, attached to another piece of wood, and in preparation for burying them in the ground in the backyard.
Clint is would be looking for a shovel.
All right. You do just that. Start to gather things and trying to leave the kids next to a cursed house. And it is at this point that you hear the voices of them again. Actually, the girl. She says, "Wait, you are not going to leave us here, will you?"
Well, I thought what you were scared of was the thing in the basement. We dealt with it.
But we don't want to be here.
Well,
Where do you...
where do you want to be?
Well, I don't know. Where do ghosts sleep?
Um, I I don't know.
Let me check something.
Clint just continues digging in their graves.
If this isn't where you want to be laid to rest, then I don't. Was there somewhere else special to you?
I just wanted to sleep somewhere safe.
I'll ask this
You
child,
don't.
the girl. Have you ever been to Rosavalda and Thornbolt Durst's home before? Are these your auntie and uncle?
No, that's me. I'm
You're
Rosavalda.
Rosavalda?
Yes, and this one is my little brother Thornbolt.
Okay. Right. Hold on.
So,
Sorry, I'm just gonna try to
and
read this card. Yep.
as your
Just
baby
go with it.
brother, Walter.
Hmm. What of it? You saved him, right?
Well, I, it's one way you could put it, I suppose. The thing that hurt him, we dealt with that.
Then we can go somewhere nice and you can allow us to sleep.
So there's nowhere else special to you. You just don't want to be here.
Yeah, this place is evil. I don't like it here.
I can't blame you.
I will
There-
telepathically say no shit.
And finishes making their graves and was like, "All right, I finished digging the holes. Let's lay them to rest."
I'll smile at Clint and say, "Yeah, sorry for getting you to work out, but it looks like the kids don't want to stay here."
Well,
Yeah, you could put
sorry
the
to
dirt
say
back
this, but
now.
it's not like we got anywhere else to put them, and it's not like we got anywhere else to carry them. So it's either
Well-
here or we don't do it at all.
What
We could always
about
see... Yeah.
the forest? We went
And
to the
Ember
forest.
says, "What about the graveyard there on the town?"
I was just
Yeah,
about
or
to
you
go ahead and
know,
ask about that.
graveyard in the town.
Maybe let's head there.
Let's just maybe be a
Yeah,
little
sure.
discreet about carrying children's remains around.
Yeah, sure.
Well,
It's not like
we
I.
can explain it by saying like we entered the house and basically they're already well, they weren't really alive when we went in there, and they can tell from the fact that. How old are these bodies, by the way? They're not recent. They're at least well old.
They are bones, so way too much time has passed since they
Exactly.
died. Yeah.
I honestly think if someone's going to think that we did something to these bodies, it's going to be hard to prove since they are bone. And we can explain
Well,
ourselves.
yeah, I suppose. Okay. Well, that works for me. That sound good, kids?
Yeah.
Graveyard in town?
Graveyard in
I,
town.
is that where where ghosts sleep?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm. All right. I suppose that's good. And they disappear.
Okay. Well,
Big
I
old
guess
man.
into town.
Yep. All right. So we head to the graveyard in town.
All right. It's a mile away or so. So you keep
Okay.
going there, and let me put you guys on the small thing here. Give me a second, just to be there. All right. And you start to move towards the this village.
It's dark for me. I can't really
It's
see.
so dark that my
No,
dark
it's
vision doesn't work.
you. It's just a black screen, guys. Don't worry. It's just so we
We
can
are waiting.
to
Okay.
show that we are no longer at the
The house
house
of the
there.
death.
Yes.
And traveling we go.
And you start your travel there, and it doesn't take long for you to arrive. Maybe just 20 something minutes.
Okay.
And as you go towards this town, you see that dense fog surrounds everything, and tall, shadowy shapes surround you. The ground beneath your feet there transitions from muddy earth to a sleek, wet cobblestones. You can see something strange when you arrive.
Stranger than this group of people walked up
Yeah,
here.
it seems that the town has a lot of structures on its outskirts.
Like a wall.
A huge trench was made around town there, and you can see on the sides there a lot of barricades made of wood and with spikes on its points. While passing through there, you can see that most of those structures have claw marks in them, and some even some spots of blood. The
Um, can
trench
I
that
recognize what might have made these claw marks?
sure, roll me an investigation there.
We got this,
Investigation.
bro.
I'll assist. So you should have
Yes.
advantage since investigation is my proficiency, I think. Yes, it is.
Okay. Well, thank God for advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you look
Praise be
around.
to
It seems to you that some of them seem to be made from. It's strange to you, but you are certain of it. Some of them are made by humans, perhaps, and others are made by wolves.
Wolves and humans. So this looks like humans just like use their fingernails to carve into these spikes.
Yeah,
Interesting.
That doesn't sound. That just sounds all normal, doesn't it? And
That
I'm saying
is-
that with sarcasm.
Well, I definitely don't blame them for setting up a barricade if that's the kind of people they got living in Barovia. Remind me again why everybody demanded to come here.
We
So
were
we're
told
not
that
out
they
in the
needed
open.
help.
And also because the children did not want to be buried out in their yard. Instead,
Well, no.
wanted to be buried in a freaking cemetery.
I kind of meant Barovia. I was okay protecting Daggerford, but you guys drugged me here, and now I'm really questioning why. This does not seem natural.
Well, we haven't met the person who we're meant to speak to in relation to all this. We're still trying to get to that person who was whatever the fuck their name was.
Madam Eva.
Madam Ava, yeah. She's the one that's got the story of who has the information of what we're or why we're here. And we haven't even gotten to her yet.
Well, yeah, let's just maybe keep our eyes open. This doesn't seem. I'm sure these are barricades for a reason, and they've definitely seen some use.
Alright, well, just to give us a bit more light, more than usual, hold on, is it still misty around here?
It's always a bit misty here and there, but at the moment
Okay,
it doesn't
cast
seem to
dancing lights.
hinder your vision that much.
And I'll cast dancing lights to see if we can just make our vision a little bit more better.
All right.
And I'll spread it out maybe about. How far can I spread this out to? Hold on, 120. Wait, I can cast it 120. And I can. It covers a 10-foot radius.
Up
So
to
I'll
60
put them
feet.
at. Yeah. So I'll put them about nearly about 15 feet apart from each other. So we around us. So they're about 15 feet in each direction. So as we're moving, and I'll move them along with us as we're going.
All right.
Let's just find a spot and bury these kids.
Yeah, let's keep our eyes open for the graveyard and just be on alert in case whatever made these claw marks is still around.
I will
Um,
be making
Does the
watch.
blood
so
look fresh on the barricade, or is it kind of dried and
It's dried. Yeah.
yeah?
do
So
we got an
whatever
idea of like how old
attack.
this blood is?
Sure, we can do an investigation there too.
Alright, I'll do an investigation on the blood to see how old it is.
It's
God
fresh.
damn it!
Oh, you just know it's fresh.
Yeah, probably just happened.
It's happening
Yes.
right now.
It just happened, guys. There was an attack. It just happened. It is so
Oh my god, Clint!
bloody. My
Clint,
God.
roll initiative.
Oh shit, we're in trouble.
I can't see anything.
Clint, this blood is dried. This
I don't
happened
know what you're
at
talking
least
about.
several hours ago.
It looks very fresh to me. One would almost think almost like moments prior, you know, like
That's your own blood you see. You're
I'm
still
not.
you're still injured from stabbing yourself?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
You're delusional, Clint. I
No,
think you need to
I'm
sit
Clint.
down.
I'm Clint, not delusional.
Anyways, so everybody else that's you know not Clint, yeah, this happened a while ago for sure. This blood's been dry for I'd say at least a couple hours. So, but still, whatever is attacking, it's dangerous enough that a whole town needed to protect themselves from it. So let's just be wary and
Okay.
All right, you keep going then.
Yep.
And you pass through what seems to be a small bridge and get to the town there. And the first thing you notice is that there's a raven looking at you at a distance there, maybe 60 feet atop of a structure. And it has some bluish taints on its wings there. It's pure black, but only its tips of the wings are blue. And at the start, it just bigs 2 times at the house that it is, and starts flying.
We're getting like some weird feedback from the mic, I think.
Crackling sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it starts flying towards what seems to be the center of the town there. Let me put you guys on the scene here. And after he flies a bit, it passes through a statue in the middle of the town and perches itself atop a huge structure here.
Glenn's going to say, y'all
You
want to
can
try
roll
checking
me
that?
insight, Kida.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll roll you an insight and a d4.
Inside.
I'll be just keeping an eye on things to see if anyone's keeping watch on us.
And a D4.
God, fuck all.
All right, Kida.
Yep.
Don't both you and Clint do not notice anything.
I'm still engorged in my book.
Do I get a bit of a weird feeling about this raven?
Can I try for an insight?
Is Conrad talking?
Can't you hear me?
No,
No,
we heard nothing
No.
from you.
All right. What did you say there? I think I was talking alongside you and.
Oh, I just asked if I get a weird feeling about this raven at all.
No, with your insight, no.
Okay.
Hard to read. Could be good, could be
Yeah.
bad. It's resting atop here, and this seems to be one of the few structures that actually have light on them. The others are all shut, with just a dim light coming from inside.
Would Drew may try an insight on the raven as well?
Sure. It's a bird.
The birdie.
Let's see if you can understand.
Birds understand birds.
Yeah.
Birds know each other. Birds know each other.
Of course they do.
It appears to you that it's calling you to go there. The first time that they beaked to the house there and flew away. And now it seems to be waiting for you to get there.
I do believe our little feathered friend is beckoning us to go and investigate this building.
Okay.
All right.
Guess we can hold off on
Is it-
taking the children
is
to the
it-
graveyard.
Urgent, or can we get the kids to rest first?
I mean, we could always try checking out a church. You know?
Well, Jeremo, if you believe the Raven wants us, I'm not one to shy away from nature telling us something.
It's a definite yes.
Okay, well, let's I'm with Jeremo. If he believes the Raven beckoning us, then let's follow the Raven.
All right. Follow the raven there. And the first thing you see is a big statue of a man holding a sword up. Let me show you. And there's also a plate there that reads, Ismark Antonovich the Great, Burgomaster of Barovia, Bane of Vampires, 618 to 662 BC.
Man,
Okay. Is the raven still hanging around?
Yeah, at this point he just flies away and flies into the distance. And you realize what he is trying to show you. Seems to be when you arrive closer, it seems to be a tavern. There's a single shaft of light trusting illumination to the main square there. And there's also a plaque saying Blood of the Vine Tavern. Let me show you.
Clint's going to approach the door and be like, I got this. He's going to open the door.
All right. You open the door and take a look inside, and there are not a lot of patrons there. You can see 3 women with familiar clothing to the side there, just having a drink and a conversation, and you recognize their attire as the one from the Vistani. You can also see the bartender there, who's serving some drinks to what seems to be a fella with grayish hair and seems to be armed. He grabs the drinks and sits on the corner of the tavern, and then he looks towards you. He looks towards you and gulps his drink and starts to approach the group.
Clint's going to hold his halberd. Like, Clint's halberd is resting, like, on his shoulder a bit as he carries it, you know? You know, like how you'd imagine anybody carrying, like, a halberd around does. But he's kind of having it ready to, like, basically uppercut this guy if he tries being aggressive.
All
Trying to
right.
be casual about being aggressive. Okay.
Nah, I'm preparing to, like, hit this guy if he's going to try and do something. Because so far, you know, with all that's happened, I think a little paranoia is kind of understandable.
All right. You are inside, and this guy approaches, and he looks at all of you and says, "Oh, would you look at that? Outsiders, huh? Could recognize you a mile away, huh? Well,
What did you say?
well, usually the backpack and the being armed to the teeth is what gives it away. All right. I'm sorry. So I came here to introduce myself. My name is Ismark Kolyanovich, at your service, and well, I would like to ask you that if you want, probably to come with me and sit. Drinks are on me. I would pretty much like to meet you all.
You said your name is Ismark?
That is correct. Ismark Kolyanovich.
Like the same guy from the statue?
Oh no, that's not me. That's
Friend of yours?
ancestor. It is an ancestor of my family.
Impressive name, Bane of Vampires. That's a hell of a name right there to have.
Yes, he was a great man for sure.
Yes. So, we couldn't help but notice your town's protection. The barricades outside. I hate to be so blunt.
No,
but
I totally understand, but why don't we do this at a table? Having some drinks and have a conversation.
Oh.
Okay.
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 He leads you to the back of the tavern there, and as he passes by the three women, he gives a small glance and then looks away and keeps going.
Can I insight check that moment?
Sure, go ahead.
Because I think that's a bit interesting that he kind of eyes her down as we're walking.
Can I do the same?
Sure.
Also?
Now, let's hope this is a good roll.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
All right.
Better than mine.
I took it over to a different color. I'm glad it worked out.
Percha, you see that he shows a bit of a discomfort when he looks at them, but Clint can ascertain that it's not really discomfort; it's more distrust. He gives a slight movement going towards the resting sword on his scabbard there, but stops himself and keeps going. So it shows distrust.
Towards her, towards us?
Towards the three women that are there.
3 women.
So you don't like
Yeah.
Bastani? I asked him.
Well, it's a bit more complicated than that. Please sit. And he just gives a nod to the barkeep and says, Eric, can you bring some wine here, please? And
I would like to sit in a
Barkeep
chair
nods.
that directly has the 3 women in those chairs, so that way I can keep an eye on them.
all right.
Clint's going to also try and sit where his back's like directly against the wall. So it's kind of like, some guy can just pop out and attack him unless they smash through the wall, you know?
All right. So he calls you and you sit with him on the table there. And for a short moment, he just doesn't say anything and just gives a deep breath and, all right. You seem to be outsiders, and it so happens that, well, when outsiders come here, they don't really know what to expect and where they actually are.
We're in Barovia.
Yeah, but knowing the name of a place is not the same as knowing the place.
No, definitely seems to be not the most welcoming of towns.
More like not the most welcoming of regions. Well, let me explain a bit about the place so you can be situated. First things first, I presented myself. I'm Ismark, and my father is the burgomaster of this town. His name is Kolian Endurovich. Great man. And you are currently in a region called Barovia. And you are absolutely right. This place is, well, in the lack of a kinder word, terrible.
Understatement.
Yes.
Outside.
Well, where to start? Maybe you have questions first, and that would help me to give you the information you need about this place. What do you want to know?
We walked past a house on the way in.
I see.
What do you know about that place?
Well, I would need a bit more of information to understand what house it is. There are a lot of houses here
I will.
in the village.
I'll describe the house
The
specifically.
big manor.
Manor?
The
Where?
manor just outside of town.
And he seems to be trying to recollect some information. A manor outside town. I don't
Does
remember any manor of that
Does the
kind.
name Durst sound familiar?
Can you describe me this manor?
3 4-story house. It's
Basement.
got a.
With catcomb.
Are you sure about that?
Dead children hanging out outside.
Yeah, this seems a bit off. I don't think there are any manors outside town. No matter of fact,
It's definitely there.
Does the name Durst, Gustav Durst, sound familiar?
Well, no, not to me, but perhaps my father might know something. But I can guarantee you, friends, there is no manor outside the town. It's not safe out there, so no one would dare build a manor outside there.
Clint's gonna say the name of the children of the manor and see if there's a reaction from.
Sure, go ahead. What are their names?
Ah, shit, fuck.
Rosavalda and Thunbolt.
Yeah, Roosevelda and Thumbbolt. Do those names mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not, friend.
Inside check.
Sure.
He's totally believable, guys.
Yeah, totally. It's not like, there's a murder house that, almost tore us to ribbons. And, oh yeah!
As far as you can read him, he's showing genuine confusion, and at a point there he starts to maybe even show signs of doubting you, maybe some doubt in his mind there as he narrows his eyes and look at you like he doesn't really believe what you are saying.
I'll telepathically say to both Kita and to the entire group, so individually, as this is all unfolding, going, I don't think these guys know anything about this place. Let's just go on to the next topic, because I don't think this is going to help us.
Telepathically, I will respond. No, it's not getting us anywhere, but there's definitely something he knows. It's odd, but let's move on. Maybe he knows where this Madame Eva lives.
Can Clint be like, excuse me for a moment. I'm gonna take care of something real quick. I just want to check something out. Clint's gonna mentally speak. I'm gonna ask these Visanti women and see if they can give us some insight of what's going on. If he asks any questions, just say they're old acquaintances of mine, and I'll get up and approach their table.
All right, I will you go back to Ismark there while he's conversing. Then I'm going to you, and he says, like I said, there's no manor outside town, but let's say there were. What information would you need about it? What happened?
I give the look to Kita to go, do we want to tell him what happened, or do we want to go ahead and skip around it. Sort of. I'll telepathically say to Keita, "Do we want to tell him what we know?"
Gita will just look over and just shake her head no.
Then I will turn and say, "We only just noticed the house on the way through. We were just wondering because it just had this vibe and feel about it that makes you want to be drawn in."
Well, I can't say much about a house, but what I can say, and that might be the first thing that you are going to notice in Barovia, is that this place is not strange to this kind of phenomena. Strange things happening all around. I mean, most of us Barovians know that this place is at the least cursed, and that outside town, well, that's not a place that people should hang around. Hang around.
Do you know much about Madame Ava?
Of course, I know Madame Eva. She seems to be the leader of the Vistani, and she's quite respected amongst her peers, it seems. She's some sort of a fortune teller, and she stays at Teaser Pool, maybe 1 or 2 days away from here.
Perhaps you could show us the way?
Well, of course. I can probably assist you with that, but I do have some problems of my own, if you know what I mean. And I don't want to be rude or anything, but that was one of the reasons that I approached you here. I saw that by your demeanor and the way you carry yourself, that you might be capable enough to help me with some trouble I'm having.
What's the problem?
Well, I'm actually in need of some bodyguards to my sister. I need to get her somewhere, and well, I thought that you might be the ones that would be able to help me, perhaps.
What does she need protection from?
Well, the creatures of the night. Every travel here is dangerous. Well, I would, if you want to maybe listen to my request, we could go to my house, and you are welcome there. You can stay there for the time being, and you wouldn't need to spend the night outside. You could spend the night at my house, since this tavern here doesn't really have any accommodations.
Yes, perhaps this conversation would be better continued in the privacy of your own home?
That is a sound thing to ascertain, friend. Yes, that would be best.
Can you give us directions to there? Because we have some business in town. As such, we have to go to see someone near a graveyard to talk about some stuff.
Well, that's ominous, for sure.
Yeah.
Are you certain?
Not nearly ominous as the bloody claw marks coming into town, but
Well, that's another thing that we maybe should be talking about at the privacy of my home, but if you want
I
to
very
listen
much
to my
agree.
story. Are you sure this travel to the church can't wait?
It's really something we should be getting done before we,
I see.
something local before we accompany your sister somewhere, if that is what we end up doing here.
I don't think it would be best that we would leave this place right now, but well, the thing is, uh, I just think it's a bit urgent for you to understand the situation, and the more you know about this place, the better for you.
Yeah, it definitely seems like we have a lot to learn about Barovia and the surrounding area here for sure. So, any information we could get would definitely be beneficial.
Of course. And at this point, let's go to Clint to see what he wants to say to the woman there.
Going to sit across from the sun. I left my halberd at the
Sure.
at the table, so
Give me a second here.
That just seems very awkward to move around in.
Sure. Those are the three
these
women.
something's up about these three women already.
Yeah, I feel automatically suspicious of them, and I didn't even start anything. Anyways, I sit down across from these women, and so I'm gonna. So are y'all Visanti?
Sorry, friend. What?
Your robes. You're Visanti.
I think you mean Vistania.
Yes, sorry.
That's.
I recently got hit in the head by a giant,
Oh.
massive meat and got torn to shreds by a bunch of
Poor guy.
saw blades.
Oh. Adventures then. Saw blades, you mean? Oh, that might be dangerous, huh? Well, what can I do for you?
I lean in towards them and I'm like, so, this is Barovia. This is the settlement that I was told of.
I don't know what settlement you were told about, but this is a settlement, yes.
What is with this place? Because I'm getting 2 and 2 and getting 5 out of this whole place.
I would ask you to be a bit more specific there, friend. What's your name again?
Clint.
Clint.
Can I insight check these ladies to see if they're gonna, I don't know, roofie me or something?
I was about to say, I would have been sitting in eyesight to be able to see all three of them as they're interacting with you, because I want to keep an eye on them. Can I be able to see or tell if there's anything odd about these three ladies?
From the distance there? Hardly. But Clint can do his insight there.
Yeah, I'll do an insight check. I got a great insight.
I'm sure you do.
I got a 12.
They seem to be a bit hard to read. But they seem to you much akin to the Vistani you already met. Soft words, the way they talk. But go ahead, what else do you want to know?
I asked them of the fortune teller that we were told to speak to.
Oh, you were told to speak with Madame Eve, huh? Oh,
Yes.
that's good. That's good. She is amazing. You're going to love her.
Do you know where we can meet her?
Of course I do. At Teaser Pool, our encampment. We came from there just a few days ago. We are going to stay here for just a few days more, and we'll be probably heading back in a week or so.
See. Clint is going to look at them and is like, also unrelated question, but where can we find a graveyard to bury some bodies that need to be buried?
Well, you would probably find it at the church here in Barovia. Seems to be at the north of town. Not that far away from here.
In your encampment, how far is it in relation to the church and everything?
Well, in relation to this town, it would be maybe 2 days travel?
North, correct?
No, that would be by foot. And it would be to the west of town.
2 days west of town, huh? And you're only going to be there for a few days?
Sorry? Yeah, I think we are going back in a 10-day or so.
If you don't mind me asking, where's your next destination, just in case, let's say, unforeseen events divert us from our trek to meet up with your group?
I didn't really understand what you said, Cast. Go ahead. Can you say again?
Oh, so I basically asked them where are they going next. That way, like, in case some hooliganism happens or shenanigans and whatnot, we at least know where they're going next, so we can at least meet them there.
We are going to stay here, and there's nowhere that we really need to go at the moment. We just want to spend some quality time together here at the tavern.
I'll walk over to Clint and I will go ahead and sort of stand close to him, but I'm going to come off as very much portraying as the protective person. And turn and say, did you find out the information we need?
Yeah. I found out where their encampment is, so we can meet up with them. And fortunately, found a graveyard where we can bury what we need to bury.
All right, cool. Can I actually just get an idea of whether or not, player-wise, I'm thinking these guys aren't alive, so I want to know if these guys are breathing. Because I'm just a bit suspicious.
Those are women, Percha.
A bit hard to tell if they are breathing without you actually going right close to them, right?
I'm actually walking over to stand next to Clint.
All right.
Yeah, he's like on my left shoulder.
Yeah, I think probably you would have to be at this distance for you to be able to see if they're.
Percha discreetly holds a mirror up to their face to see if they're
Yeah.
She's like an overprotective, like mom or something.
Yeah. I'm going to say I would definitely have that mummy vibe going on.
Mummy.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
Mummy.
Oh, mommy.
Yeah. So I would have to get up close to talk to them to be able to go ahead and actually tell if
Oh,
they're...
extremely close.
Like making out with them close.
Yeah, you would need to be able to make contact with them.
Sure. Yeah. I'm going to come around to the left side of the middle one and just turn and get up close to touch her earrings and go, I have to admit, these earrings of yours are very fascinating. Where'd you get them from? And I would like to softly stroke her skin to be able to tell if there's anything I can tell from that. Be able to see if they're
Sure.
breathing or if there's any warmth from the body.
Sure, let's see how inconspicuous you can be. Roll stealth.
Would it be with advantages? I'm trying to be
Nope.
somewhat. Damn! I was trying to help. I'm trying to help my girl.
That's a 10.
I'll attempt the same thing.
Oh, you're interested too. Wow, we're going
You're
the
just,
same one,
we're
mate.
just,
I had
I'm
dibs
just
on
smarting
that
these
one.
3 women.
Whoa, yours is better than mine. Damn.
Wow, you're very deceptive.
And
I
she just
roll.
goes.
I roll to seduce the goth mommy.
And you approach them there and get quite close, and she's taken aback a bit. She says, wait, what are you doing there, friend? I do not swing that way, if you know what I mean.
You got shot down by the goth mommy.
Oh no, I was just admiring the necklace. I didn't mean to.
Oh,
touch
you
or
are
anything.
you are the kind that needs to touch to see, huh?
Yes, I like to be able to look up close.
Yeah, she sees shapes. It's better to.
Go ahead, I don't
interact.
mind. Go ahead, I don't mind. You could have asked, though.
My apologies.
We're trying to help her learn that stuff.
Alright, I'll have a look at these earrings, and I'm guessing I can't tell if they're breathing or not at this range.
Probably not. But you do touch the skin there. Seems to be warm.
Oh, okay.
There, satisfied?
Yes, these are very beautiful.
I
I
see.
have to definitely get myself some.
Well, perhaps you will find some of them in our camp. We bring some things from our travels.
I'll smile gingerly, and I'll just midway go. Oh, I'll love to see that, and I'll message Clint saying, "Well, she's not gonna suck your blood," and I'll say that telepathically.
Clint's like immediately kind of blushes a bit, like, ah, crap. Was it that obvious that I was into them?
It gives a soft smile.
Well, ladies, thank you for your help. Next round will be on me. I take out quick question, player to GM. Would Clint know like the basic going rate of like 3 drinks would go like normally like 3 beers is like $3 for example.
Yeah, you're not
Where
going
are
to
you finding a
find
beer for $1?
beer. You mean? I don't think you're going to
Yes,
find beer
I'm just
here.
giving you like reference, like the going rate for like 3 drinks for 3 people. Like, and I just said 3
That would
beers for
be,
$3.
yeah. You can ask the innkeeper.
Yeah, I'll
the
go to
one who
the
know.
I'll go to the innkeeper and be like, hey, next round's on me. They were helpful.
She just goes, all right. 1 silver.
I slide me silver.
He starts.
How much is 1 silver from a gold? This one.
1 gold is 10 silver.
Okay, so that puts me at 9. 1 gold, 9 silver.
9 silver.
Okay. Alright, I finish that, and I meet up with the rest of the group, and I inform them of what I've gathered from the Vistani women.
And as you approach the group there, you see that the women just go back to what they are doing, and they don't really seem that interested in you. any of you for that matter. And you approach, go back to Smart there, and he goes, be careful, friends, who you are dealing with. He starts to whisper. I wouldn't really put all my trust in them.
What would you put in them?
Probably nothing.
Oh, that makes one of you.
Anyways. And you start conversing, and someone approaches the door of the tavern there and opens. And you see a maybe old-aged man there with just some short hair to the side. And he approaches the one of the tables, sits, and just goes, Eric! One here. And he keeps glancing at the side, at all of you there. And as Ismark is conversing with you, and he says, oh, and then this figure just goes and says, you best be clear of that one, friends. Ismark the Lesser is probably going to get you killed one of these days. And he drinks and scowls at Ismark.
Is that towards the three ladies or to the guy that we've been speaking to?
Towards Mark.
I mean, you're still alive, and you seem to be quite well acquainted.
Me? Yeah, my family. Not so fortunate.
Oh.
Which family's that?
Cantemeres. Oh, your friend there, Ismark, murdered them all. Well, besides my nephew, of course, right, Smark? And Smark just looked down a bit. And,
Is this true, Ismark?
well, it's a bit complicated, really. And the one that's just, what complications there were, Ismark? It was your fault, wasn't it? We are here because of you. Ismark doesn't say anything, just looks down.
I will move back to the table with Ismark and Kita, and I will just look at Ismark. I won't say openly, but I'll just give him that look, and I'll telepathically say to him, saying, look, whatever's happened, you might as well tell us what went on so we have an understanding of the situation.
He's a bit surprised
at them intently.
Yeah, he's a bit surprised that someone's talking inside their head, and looks at you and says, don't do that again. It feels funny. It's just a long story. Of course I can explain it to you if you want, but again, I think this is the best place to do it. And he glances a bit to the side, to the Vistani there.
What's your issue with those ladies?
Vistani.
Well, let's say just that it's hard to trust them after, well, the things that happen when they are around. Again, it's just something that it's not supposed to be to the ears of them.
How far away is the church from your place?
Not that far. It's a small town. It's just a few feet at most.
Well, let's head back to yours and we can talk more openly, and then we'll go to the graveyard to do what we need to do.
All right. And at this point, you start to leave the tavern there, and the fella with that just sit down just says, "Yes, go, Smart, leave. Go find someone else to bother." And he just scowls and drinks another one.
Hey, you approached us, motherfucker.
I'm going to look at this guy as he says that again, and I'm going to thaumaturgy my eyes to go ahead and actually show a fiery eyes emote, and I'll be giving that stern look going, saying, "Don't piss me off."
All right.
Yeah, she's
I will also use thaumaturgy to make his table like shake and shudder around.
And at this point, you see that all people actually stir up there, look at all of you, and he starts to tremble a bit. Even Ismark goes a bit away from you and puts his hand on the sword there, and Cantemir just goes, "They are servants of the devil! They are here for him!" And he goes back and goes towards the back of the tavern, and you see that even the innkeeper just goes below the bar there, and the Vistani just go a bit to the side and start to look at you suspiciously. And Ismark goes and says, "Is that true?" While he holds the sword to the side there.
Glenn puts himself between him and the girls and is like, "I'd advise you take your hand off your sword, or you're going to contend with me."
"Sir, I invite you to answer me. Is that true?"
No. I just don't like how people seem to go ahead and be us who are so disrespectful and just go ahead and just make comments as if for some reason it's just absolute truth before other people can actually learn for themselves.
Ismark just goes, "Go outside. We need to talk." And he looks at the others there, and they seem afraid, and you are prompted outside of the tavern.
Fire Eyes disappears, by the way.
Alright. Go outside there. And just a few seconds, and Smart comes out and says, "Well, I suppose I understand that why you did that for, but well, I suppose I don't really know you that well. Any of you really, but I will advise that you take extreme care not to do those kind of things here in Barovia. You see, this place has been tormented by creatures of the night, undead, attacking the city for the past 2 years. If anyone here thinks that you are one of them, one of the servants of the devil, well, then you will have an entire town against you."
Listen, I can't speak for Percha here, but being who I am has had plenty of towns against me.
And also being tieflings as well, we are... some people think of us as distrusting, but I'm not a distrusting person. I'm a person who just hates when people are so disrespectful without other people learning the actual truth of what goes on. It's almost like basically it's Chinese whispers.
I totally understand where that came from, but again, take extreme care. The people here do not take kind to the undead, fiends, or things of the sort. They understand that sometimes outsiders come here, but you need to understand too that if the devil sends someone to punish them and they realize that they will band together to defend this town, might not be the most capable of folks, but we've been defending this town from the past 2 years with some luck, of course. I don't think it would be wise for you to have them as your enemy. And but I'm thankful. I'm thankful for what you did to me there. And I suppose it's better that we just go towards my house and we can have a conversation privately and alongside my sister too.
Alright. We'll
Agreed.
maintain our decorum from here on.
I make no promises.
I'm just saying this for your safety. Here in the village of Barovia, it's hard, but if you do this in maybe in other town, that might go south really quickly. Especially in Vallaki.
Why is Vallaki such a case?
Well, as I've heard, the Baron there is not the kindest. And, better not to cross him off, huh? Anyway, just follow me.
As we follow him, I'm just gonna try and keep an eye peeled back on the tavern and make sure we're not being followed.
Alright.
I'll kind of like be in the middle, like between Kita and Percha. So that way, if something does happen, I can. If someone tries,
I'll go in front, but behind this guy who's showing us the way.
I'll still follow on cue.
Alright. You do just that. And you go towards the south. And in the distance you can already see the church. It's quite on site there. And not that distance, maybe 100 feet from the square. And his house is just 100 feet or so south. Maybe a bit more, maybe 200. And after just a few moments, you arrive at the residence. Alright. Let's go. And as you arrive here, and Smark starts to lead you towards the house there, you see that one of the gates hangs to the side there. And you can also see that in this manor here in the distance, you can see that there are a lot of claw marks coming from outside, both at the gates and the house itself. And most of it seems to be shut with wooden planks, like it was barricaded against something.
Sounds like barricades of in the town isn't the only thing that seems to be going on. How often are people's houses attacked? If you're having to barricade the windows from the outside to get in.
Well, let's... I suppose that we are targets of interest. And we need to secure our house a bit more than the others.
From what specifically?
Well, a lot of things, really. Sometimes we are attacked by wolves, but most of the times it's just the undead. Zombies. And,
Ghouls?
yes, ghouls. A lot of undead creatures attack the town from time to time. The house here seems to be one of the main points that they tend to converge.
There a reason why your family specifically is the target of these attacks?
Well, I suppose being the Burgomaster has its downside, huh? Anyway, let's not fret. Come.
So you want us to guard your sister?
Yeah, per se, yeah. More like a escort to a safer place.
And where are you wanting her to go to?
Well, as crazy as it seems to be better to get her to Vallaki. There's a church there that some people say it's protected from evil.
We're getting static from your mic again, by the way, Conrad.
Are you? Give me a second.
Yeah.
What about now?
It's
Yeah.
cleared up about it. That's better.
All right, nice.
How far away is Vallaki?
A few days from here.
Is there anything on those particular roads that we need to be aware of? Wolves, undead, of any
Bandits.
kind specifically?
Yeah, well, let's say that Barovia is not the safest of places. So, if you are outside town, you are possibly going to find wolves, undead, and, well, sometimes even worse. But let's go inside. Let's not just stay here. And he goes inside the courtyard there and goes towards the door and knocks. And a voice comes from inside. Who's there? And he says, Sister, it's me. Open up. And someone opens the door for you. A woman with red hair. She seems to be using a scarf around her neck and what seems to be an armor. And she hushes all of you and Ismark inside. It says, Guests, Ismark, at this hour? And smiles. Please come in.
This hour, I thought it was like midday.
I thought it was.
It's around 2 p.m.
So why is guests at 2 p.m.?
So strange.
Yeah.
Sounds like a pretty normal time for guests to arrive.
Inside check?
Yeah, inside check this.
Go ahead.
This is shady as fuck.
Go ahead.
I don't think it's shady. I'm just thinking, this is interesting for you to go ahead and say that.
Yeah, is this girl like okay?
Oh, poodle.
Let's see mine's. Oh,
Kita's got the better one.
yeah,
You guys are
Kita.
so insightful.
Mm.
All
We are
right.
such an insightful group.
Percha and Clint, you can't really read her, but Kita and now Jerumo. It's a bit hard to read, but you can ascertain that either it's always a bad hour to bring guests, or it was just a futile attempt at a joke, since she laughed just after she said something.
Haha, ha.
I see nothing funny about this.
I'm sorry. We don't mean to interrupt your brother. Just he said you might be in need of some companions for your travels.
And she looks at Ismark and says, Did you, Ismark? And Ismark goes, Sister, we need to do something about that. You know it. And she goes and says, well, perhaps it's better if we have a chat, Ismark. And he just sighs. All right. And prompts you in and says, could you wait for a moment? I need to speak with my sister privately.
Sure.
And they rush you in there, and they seem to go to the side room here to have a chat.
And I will turn around and just say to Kita only, this doesn't seem right. Basically, she doesn't seem to be appreciative that her brother wants to protect her.
No, definitely something about her just seems off. Something about this whole situation feels very strange to me, but let's hear them out at least.
Yeah. Is there any photos, like in the main area? Because usually some places like to have nice big photos of people and so forth.
Yeah, there are some photos around.
Is there some of her and her brother together?
Yeah. And the older fella with a beard, white beard.
The fellow?
We recognize the
No.
bearded guy.
No.
Okay.
Okay. How old does the photo look like in comparison to these two individuals?
They seem to be a bit younger there, maybe a few years.
Okay. And how well kept is this place? Does it seem to be dusty, or does it seem to be?
No, it seems to be tidy, but most of the windows there are shut with wood. But that's about it. But the other things on the house look good enough. There's a side room here with a bookshelf full of books. Another one here, and to the side here you can see that it leads to the kitchen.
Are these windows boarded up from the inside or the outside?
From the inside.
Inside, okay. Is it just the undead and the wolves you're trying to keep out with the windows being boarded up, or?
I think they're in the side room chatting privately amongst themselves.
Oh.
I was going to try and listen in on them.
All right, you can roll me a perception there.
Oh, I will gladly roll you perception. $16.
All right, you approach the room there and tries to be as stealthy as you can to listen, and you see that some murmurs coming from inside, and then you hear the woman's voice going sharp with indignation. She says, "You had no rights, Mark. You can't just decide to send me away like I'm some kind of inconvenience. I'm father's child as much as you, and our people here need me to rebuild. You need me to." And you see that Mark's reply is measured and with an unmistakable note of worry, he says, "Sister, you know how it is. The devil still has his sights set on you. And even if we do not believe the legends about women with head hair here in Barovia's, well, others might. Barovia just isn't safe for you anymore." And you hear a snort of defiance coming from Irina. And she says, "I'm no coward, Ismark, and I will not abandon our friends and neighbors in this hour of need." And at this point, Ismark says, "Gertruda, left the village last night. Alone. And then you hear a ragged breath from Irina's direction, saying, but why? And Ismark says, well, her mother thinks she went to Vallaki. I don't know if she went there to seek for help or to get away from this place, but the people here aren't the only ones who need your help, sis. There's a long silence, and then Ismark seems to hesitate. His words slightly fumbled, and he says, look, I'm not asking you to abandon them, but there are others who need your help. Think about our neighbors who fled for Vallaki. They need guidance. They need you. And perhaps you are going to be a better leader than me out there. And you could maybe bring them home one day. There's another long pause, and Irina's voice is low, and she finally speaks. I still don't like it. Ismark responds, it's your choice. I can't take that away from you, but after losing father, I can't bear the thought of losing you too. Then Irina continues here with a fragile voice and says, all right, okay, and I will go, if only for you, and only if we bury father first, together.
I will telepathically talk to Clint, and I'll just turn and say, I know you're over there listening. What is it that you hear?
Clint responds, it seems the supposed devil has his eyes on this Irina, and he wants her to go to Vallaki as a means of escaping his gaze. It seems that women matching her description have been taken across the city, at the very least, by this devil.
Alright. Virgil will take a position where they would be coming out of the doorway, but in the foyer. We'll be standing in the same posture as if, for some reason, the mother has caught someone doing something and given that sort of look of like, okay, tell me what the hell's going on before I start to go ahead and have to raise voice to get some truth from you.
I also relay to Percha, and she agrees she will go to Vallaki under the condition that they take their father to be buried first.
Right. I'll still do the whole posture and
I don't know. I just figured that'd be a piece of information to also know as well.
Yeah, sure.
Alright. At this point,
if they come out, they'll see me, hands on my hips, looking at them, and I'll be sort of doing the foot tapping.
Alright, they come out and look at all of you. And Ismark says, well, now we can talk, huh?
Yeah. So, what exactly is going on here? Because I feel like there's more information that you're letting on than what you originally indicated before we first got here.
Well, better to say this here than in front of the devil's spies. At least that's what people... Well, at least that's what people say they are. I rather be cautious around them. Anyways, come, let's talk. And you can see both of them there, and Irina seems a bit pensive, and she just stays to the side there, and Ismark goes, now I think it's time for us to get everything straight, huh?
Please do. Trust me, I have 3 children of my own that I know when they are up to something, I tend to figure out what they're doing.
All right. Let me begin when the attacks here began. Well, Barovia has been in the domain of someone for a while now. People call him the devil, but his name is Strahd von Zarovich. He stands at Castle Ravenloft, and until some years ago he was akin to a legend to us. He seemed to be out of sight for a while. Until someone here in town, his name was Doru, decided to gather some folk and go to Castle Ravenloft and fight him. He said that they might have a chance to go there and destroy Strahd if they could, have the element of surprise. Of course, it didn't work. Most of them, all of them were slaughtered. Not a single one came back. After just a few days, a strange elf came with grayish skin. He came as a messenger. He told us that for what we did, we would be punished. And that's when the attacks began. That was 2 years ago. And we have been attacked by the undead ever since. Many died, of course. And that, I suppose that's the reason why Cantamir there has so high regards from me, is that before the attacks began, I was arrogant enough to give a speech to the people of this town. They were about to run away to go to maybe stay in Vallaki or even further in Kresk. But I convinced them. I told them that this is our home and we are supposed to defend it against anyone who tries to take it away from us. So most of them stayed, just a few left to Vallaki. Well, of course, I was in the wrong there. Since that day, most of the town was destroyed and killed, including Gantamir's family, his sister, and his brother-in-law. Well, I suppose that's one of the wrongdoings of Ismark the Lesser. Well, then, in one of the attacks, my sister and I, we were doing what we could to defend our position, and we saw a shadow. It was none other than the devil itself. For some reason, he took a liking to my sister here, and now he seems to be obsessed with her. The first time I encountered him, I wasn't quick enough to do something about it. But on the second one, well, I fought him. But it was like an ant trying to fight a wolf. I couldn't do anything to protect my sister. But again, like the first time, he just left. And now we are trying to do anything to get my sister away from here. Well, I am. And that's what I need you for.
So who is the devil that seems to be taking a liking to your sister?
Strahd, of course. The only devil that we know.
Strahd von Zarovich?
Yes, Strahd von Zarovich. The owner of this place, Barovia. So,
just to recall correctly, that letter with the raven seal, that was in Gustav's hands when we found that letter, correct?
no, it was on the
where did we find
secret
it?
passage.
It was on the secret passage. Right. Do we know who that was actually addressed to more? Just based off the information, because I'm reading it up, but I'm
yeah, it seems to be addressed to the owners of the house.
The Durst
yeah.
house. Okay. Right. Okay, because I was just trying to figure out whether or not it was directed to more to the father or to the mother. But if it was directed to both, then fair enough. Okay. Is this Strahd person known to go ahead and do various things, like set up little silk blankets with food onto things to indicate he's got an eye on people?
Well, I never heard of him doing anything like that, but...
Well, he certainly seemed to have taken an interest in us being here as well.
Remember how we were talking about house, the manor that was that you would? We talked about a house on the way into town.
Yeah,
Well, as I said, I know you said that there's no house that comes into town and so forth, but there was a house that had a mother and a father and 3 children. That had the name Durst as their last name, as family name. He seemed to have had some sort of involvement with their unfortunate demise. But after we took care of a situation inside that house, we found a silk blanket with food in a basket outside of the house in question after we got out of there.
I see. I suppose it might be something that he would do. And Irina says, of course he would do that. That sadist.
Is there anything we need to know about this person to be weary of? Is he... I don't know, since by the sounds of it, it seems like he has a particular type, and I will look at the sister.
Well, I don't really understand why he would have a liking to my sister, but it is known that Strahd von Zarovich is known to take, well, wives. I think it might be on the nature of what he is, of course. He's a vampire lord.
Right. Is there a reason why those three ladies back at the tavern you were a bit distrusting of?
Well, it's more that we Barovians tend to just distrust a bit the Vistani. Because, well, it's known for quite a while that they are in league with Strahd. They are his spies and servants. I'm going to be honest. I don't think that's how it is. It doesn't make sense to all of them to work for Strahd. But I suppose there might be some kind of truth behind it. And that's why we Barovians tend to stay a bit clear of the Vistani.
Well, we were brought here by a group of people in caravans from Barovia who told us to go see Madame Eva to help with the situation to do or maybe the mishaps that are happening in Barovia.
I see. So you were brought here by one of the Vistani.
Yeah.
His name was Sonamir. That
Well,
name sound familiar to you at all?
it does not. I don't really have that many of a knowledge about the Vistani.
Can we give a description of the individual in question that we have met that might be able to trigger maybe something in his head about who this person is?
Sure. Can you describe him?
Oh, fuck. Now you get me to remember what he looked like. Damn.
Well,
That's what the game is all about, guys.
If you go to the top of your screen and click the adventure, you go to friends.
What a cheater. No, but it's there for that. It's there for that.
Kita drew a sketch of Stanimir, who was an elderly old man, almost skeletal, eyes kind of sunken. He was quite the storyteller, from what I remember.
I couldn't say that I really know someone of that description. You might have better luck with if you talked to the Vistani.
Do you know of any reason why the Vistani might want to bring outsiders here to Barovia?
Well, I can probably say something, but I don't really tend to say things unless I'm certain. So
I'm
better not to just throw them below a wagon, huh?
I'm open to any theories you might have. Not trust me, I'm here to I'm confused in the situation, and I'm open to any and all opinions.
He just sighs and says, well, I suppose if we take by the premise that they are serving Strahd, then they brought you here because Strahd wanted you here.
I think you're giving Strahd a little too much credit. Alright? Nobody manipulated me into coming here.
That we know of. We don't know. With the information with what Ismark is talking about, we don't know who exactly to trust. Like, we originally came here under the premise that they needed people to help try to save the land from what's going on, but what if that was just more of a tactic for Strahd to go ahead and bring people to either bolster or reinforce his control over Barovia? We don't know that.
Question: can I insight check the man who told me of Barovia in the first place, like when I first encountered him, or no?
Yeah, of course not.
Okay,
It's been weeks ago.
I meant like flash recall,
It's been
like trying to
days and days
remember.
ago. No,
Okay.
that's way too.
Hey, can I insight check that wolf we met that one time?
Yeah. Hey, I'm just asking, just seeing it like with some mind, like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And then thinking back on it deeper.
And at this point, Mark says, "Look, I'm really desperate here. I need help to get my sister away from here. Of course, I can't leave this place since I'm now its burgomaster. So I need
Alright.
someone to do that for me."
Well, we know that you need to go ahead and take your father's remains to the graveyard, and we have to go ahead and go to the graveyard as well.
Wait, what?
Trust me, I've got good ears.
Wait a second. How do you know that?
Way to go, Percha.
I've got good ears. I can actually hear through walls.
That was a private matter.
I'm sorry, but my ears are pretty good at picking up everything.
You just...
I try to block it out.
Alright. Yes, we do need to take my father to church so we can bury him. He died just some days ago.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah, we are too. Can I count on you?
I mean, if Irina, if you are wanting to go, then I don't see any reason why we wouldn't be able to accompany you.
Well, I suppose I need to go. This place will probably be safer without me here.
Why would you do something?
Well, the devil has his sights on me, then if I'm not here anymore, he might divert his gaze.
Well, let's
I
get
suppose,
to the
but
church. Should we maybe get some rest so that we're well rested to do the long travel?
Of course, it's way better if you just spend the night. If outside town during the day is already dangerous, well,
yeah,
the night is even more so.
Understood.
we definitely appreciate it. Do we want to take our journey to the graveyard and see to both of our matters, or wait for the morning to do that?
I think waiting till the morning might be the better idea.
Yeah, I agree.
Alright. And Mark at this point says, well, be welcome then, friends. You can go upstairs. There are some bedrooms there that you can choose to pass the night. I will need to ask that you excuse me, but I have important business in town at the moment, but you are, well, feel yourselves at home here.
Of course.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for your graciousness.
All right. He just goes and says, I need to go, sis. And I'll be back by nightfall. He just goes and says, all right. See you, friends. Take care.
Perhaps somebody should go into town with Mark and gather some supplies for our journey.
And Smark says, I'm not really going towards the center of the town. But you are welcome to go to shop if you want. I can explain to you how to get there.
Okay, in that case, maybe we'll wait for the morning to do that then.
Of
If you don't
course.
mind. Thank you.
And he just leaves, and only Irina remains. And she just goes and says, well, why don't we get acquainted, huh? Come. And I have some things here on the kitchen that I can make for us.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
She leads you to the
perhaps,
kitchen there. Go ahead.
Perhaps I could give you a hand preparing the meal?
Oh, that would be most welcomed. Sorry, but we were in such a rush that I didn't, introduce myself properly. I am Irina Koliana. It's nice to meet you.
It's pleasure's all ours. I'm Kita. This is Clint and Percha and our Jiramo, our feathered friend here.
Nice to meet you, Jiramo, feathered friend.
Ah!
Just Jiramo's fine.
All right, and you can call me Irina. Come. And she goes to the side there and leads you to the kitchen, and starts pointing to Kida where she can find the things to help her. And you can see that there are a lot of dry meats, and there are carrots, turnips. And she starts to make a soup there.
Okay.
Clint is going to actually remove his helmet for the first time since you all met him. And he's just going to be like, this thing saves my life so many times, but it gets stuck in the thing.
How does your face look there, Clint?
Clint's face has some scars across it. Mostly small ones, maybe a big one, like across his lip, His hair is kept pretty short. It's like a dark blonde color, and his eyes are yellow.
Okay.
And all in all, he physically looks pretty average. His face looks about average. He's not good looking, but he ain't ugly either. And his skin kind of looks, it's not pale, but it certainly looks like it doesn't get a lot of sunlight because he's always wearing a helmet.
Okay.
All right. At this point, you are almost finished making the soup there, and Irina is making small conversations there when you hear a sound coming from the door. And someone says, and Irina seems a bit cautious even, and just waits a bit, and hears coming from outside, "It's Mark! It's Mark!" And Irina just says, "I think that's Mary."
I'll go to the front door after putting my book back in my bag, and I'll just thaumaturgy the door open.
I'll put my hand on my sword, ready to draw it.
All right.
All right.
Thaumaturgy to the door. Door opens up. What do I see?
You see what seems to be a disheveled woman looking at you with pleading eyes, and she just looks, "It's Mark! Where is this Mark?" And Irina rushes over and says, Mary, it's me." And the woman says, "Oh, Irina, where is Mark? Did he find her?" And Irina face sombers a bit. And "I'm sorry, Mary. I've just heard about it." "Yes, you hear? She left. Irina, she left. And now I'm all alone."
You said she looks disheveled, like as if she's just just not like cleaned up a little bit, or
Yeah, she seems
does
a
she look
bit
like
a
she's been
bit dirt here and there, and but most of it seems to be that because she was crying, and her clothes are not well kept.
Okay. Is I'll turn and say, is this someone that you know? Who is this person? But I'm going to telepathically say to Irina, keep a straight face. I'm well aware that a friend of yours seems to have gone to Vlakith as well. So just explain to me what's going on so it sounds normal. Oh, it seems like I'm doing two different dialogues at the same time.
And she just nods and says, "Mary, I know," like she's speaking to her and adding information so you can gather the information. "I know that Gertrude left last night, but if I know my brother, he's probably trying to look for her right now." And the woman just says, but she's just a child. She wouldn't be able to arrive at Valaki. You know what I mean, right?" And Irina says, "I know what you mean. Yes, it's dangerous out there. But let me tell you what. It seems that me and my friends here, we are going to travel to Valaki, and we could possibly take a look around when we are traveling. I'm sure we are going to find Gertrude along the way." And Mary just goes, You think so?" And Irina just stops a bit and looks down and says, Go ahead.
I will look at this lady and say, sure, we'll look for your daughter to ensure that she got there safely. And if you like, do you want for us to bring her back or make sure that she's safe there?
"She needs to be safe, and then you can bring her back to me, please."
Sure. We can definitely look into that.
And Irina just nods and smiles. "See, Mary, my friends here and I, we are going to look for her. You can rest assured." And the woman just goes, okay, I'm, well, I'm going to look around for her. Maybe she didn't left yet, right? And Irina, of course, but be careful, Mary. And know that my brother is probably looking for her at this moment. All right? Yes, all right. And she just approaches all of you and starts to say thank you to each one of you. Thank you for looking for my daughter. Thank you. I don't know what I would do without her.
We'll make sure she's safe. You have my word.
Of course. And Irina just says, why don't I take you back to your house now? It's just around the corner, so. And she says,
I will go with Irina. Just to
Yes,
make sure she's safe.
I would like to
Yeah.
also.
all right.
Saying I'll put my helmet on.
All right. You all follow her, go towards the house there, and true to her word, it's just a few houses away from the one you are right now. And she just gives Mary a kiss and be well, Mary. And she just, all right, and thank you, and not just waves to all of you and goes inside. Then you can go back. And Irina says, what a tragedy. It's so sad that this kind of things are supposed to be normal now. People dying, people just vanishing out of nowhere. How are we even supposed to live with things like this happening to us?
I look to Irina and I'm like, listen, Irina, there are some things, right, in some places where people are needed. Right now, you are not needed in this place. You might be able to be of more help to the people of Barovia and Valaki, where they won't have to all fear for your safety and well-being. Your brother might be able to focus on work, knowing you are safe. And think of the people that have been relocated to Valaki. You can give them some sense of comfort, some sense of knowing that if you are here, that means this is a real safe place and not have to live in fear like everyone else in this town is. You have a purpose. You just simply have to find the right place and time for it.
Yes, of course. I agree.
I understand it's a hard thing to understand.
Yeah, it's just. I'm sorry. It's just I was just mumbling about. Don't worry about it.
I pat her shoulder.
Irina, you mentioned that Strahd's trying to. Well, I think your brother mentioned about the fact that Strahd's trying to look for a wife, in a sense. Is it possible that he got to your friend, and that's why she's not around, by any chance?
Oh, I really didn't thought about that way. I suppose it's possible. She was beautiful, and well, that one seems to take a liking to those who are beautiful. Not that I am, but
Is that why Strahd has his eyes on you?
I don't think so. I don't know if I'm that beautiful. I'm not beautiful at all.
Well, I would disagree with that notion, but
there's always a method or reason for why people do things. So if he's going for a wife, he must be looking for a particular one. a certain type of person. So, but how long has she been missing for?
Well, it seems that she left last night.
Okay.
How long do people usually go missing for before we assume that they're just not coming back? I
Well,
don't want to be grim about your friend, but
it's hard to tell, really. It happens so often that sometimes just a few hours after they vanish, no one can find them anymore.
And it's now been, I would say, by the sounds of it, it's been more than 12 hours, I think. There's something definitely has happened to her if she's been watched by Strahd.
if we're being realistic, what are the chances she's even alive anymore?
Pretty slim.
What does your friend your friend look like? So that way, if we do come across her, we can at least be aware and prepared. Not to sound like a person who's thinking about the fact that basically we could possibly encounter this person, but knowing our chances, it might be a good idea to know what they look like.
Yes, she has bright blue eyes. She's quite young, maybe. If I'm not mistaken, she came of age not long ago. And she has, well, brownish hair. And and she smiles. I'm sure if you just look at her eyes, we're going to identify her at the spot.
How many other people have gone missing, by the way?
Since when?
For however how long?
Oh, probably.
Like, obviously, your
well,
friend.
it's
Yeah.
always a possibility here for people to go missing. So I couldn't really tell so many.
How about recently? So obviously your friend, has there been other girls or ladies gone missing in the last month?
Well, the last attack was some months ago. And, well, some died there, some went missing, so... But there are people just leaving town to maybe go to Valaki or somewhere else, a lot of the time. The last one that left was some weeks ago.
Do you know if any of them had the women who were being watched by Strahd, just like you and your friend?
I don't think so. I don't think she was being watched by Strahd at all. She stayed most in her home, and, well, as Barovians know, vampires can't really get inside your house without an invitation. You do not know much about vampires, do you?
Not personally, no. I haven't dealt with vampires.
Well, I suppose we would better ratify that, huh?
Yeah.
History lesson!
Any information
Yay!
you have?
Well,
Any information you have on dealing with vampires would definitely be beneficial if we run into this Strahd.
well, I can tell you everything that, well, we Barovians know, for that's what I know, really. If you want, of course.
Let's see if we do a history check to see if someone actually has the brains to go ahead and figure
Sure,
that out.
go ahead.
Can I do that real quick?
Sure.
Maybe I'll get lucky. You know who knows, right? History check, correct?
Why not?
Ah, man, I thought I got this 16. I thought I would have the big brain for once.
Kida, you do know
You're
some.
all muscle, not.
You do know some. Yeah, you are the muscle. You know some things about
I know.
about vampires, sure. First, you know that they are undead. That they are actually dead and came back. You do know that they are powerful, and you do know that vampires cannot enter a residence without an invitation from one of the occupants. You also know that they are weak against sunlight.
Okay. I've heard stories and legends about vampires in my days in Daggerford, but I didn't actually know they were still around.
Huh. I guess the fact that my mother told me about tales of creatures of the night and that stuff, I guess I didn't think about that. I thought that was just the boogeyman.
I never really
Oh,
encountered
he's
many.
real.
Oh, well, thanks for that. Now my fear of the boogeyman just came back to life.
I pat you on the back. There.
Well, yeah, I you are right about some things of the things you said there, but I do have some things to add here if you want.
Sure.
It is true that it seems that vampires are weak against the sun. That's totally true. But it's also said that vampires must rest in their coffin during the day, and at night it can summon wolves and vermin to do its bidding. It can also transform in things, bats, wolves, I think, and even mist. And in its humanoid form, it seems it can dominate you with a powerful gaze. Well, and I know that better than anyone else, I suppose.
And how exactly do you know that, Irina?
Well, when I first met Strahd, I tried to run away, but he did something to me. And I was no longer myself. I just have some hazy memories of it, like he had control over me. Not only during the first time, but the second one too. And I don't really remember what happened after he did that.
Can I inconspicuously examine her body, just like as if I'm standing back, just listening to the story, but I'm looking to see if there's like any...
Sure. Roll perception.
markings. Yep. Thank you. Perception.
Can I do the help action?
Ow, buggers.
Oh, darn. Sorry, I forgot to ask before.
Well, you said it in the midst of it rolling. Does it count as...
Go ahead, I'll give it to you.
Can I get my sentinel deal or no?
No, it's
Or is
going
that
to
just
be...
muscle?
It's good. It would be a help to purchase there. But
yeah, that's why I'm
doesn't
not.
seem... no.
do I roll the 1d4 or is it he...
No. You don't roll anything. You just helped.
Okay.
All right. And there's that. And I think the last thing that I really know about vampires is that running water burns them like acid.
Running water. Okay.
Anybody
Yeah.
got
Is
create?
it
I think
any
I
water, or is it?
yeah, I think it's more like a river. I don't think it would work if we use the bucket. When I was a child, I actually thought about that, but my mom said it was not
Yeah.
how it worked.
Well, I guess it would make for a very stinky lord if he couldn't bathe. So
That's true. He stinks anyway.
I'm
Mm.
yes, I'm sure of it. But if I'm understanding correctly, Irina, that means that Strahd dominated you with his gaze?
Yeah.
And
How
you
long
have
ago
no
was this?
memory of what happened while you were under his control.
I do not. It was maybe 2 months ago on the last time we were attacked.
Yeah.
Now, I know this is going to sound very impersonal for me to ask this, but did he by any chance sampled you by any chance that you're not aware of?
She just sighs and says, I suppose it's better to show trust from the start, right? And
Mm-hmm.
she just takes her scarf off, and you see that there are 2 holes there.
Hmm.
And she says, yeah,
You're on the
he
feet.
bit me, all right. Suppose that's what the vampires do.
Where do you bite you?
On the neck.
Is that why you wear
Don't
that
mind
scarf?
Flint. He's not the brightest.
Heart's in the right place, though.
I stabbed myself for them.
Again, not the sharpest knife in the drawer.
But he's all heart, even if he stabbed it.
Ah, no, don't worry. I stabbed myself in the lung.
I think I put it back in the right place.
Let me double check real quick. Nah, it's on the wrong side. Whatever.
But that does bring up a bigger question of, if Strahd bit you, how are you not turned
Oh, man.
already?
Well, I don't think that's how it works. For I would be a vampire at the moment, right? So
And she would have definitely not have stepped outside taking Mary's mother back to the house. I think there must be a
ooh,
little bit more
about
to it.
that.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think the sun here in Barovia works the way you think it does. You see,
Of course it does.
It's always cloudy. The mists obscure most of the sunlight that comes here.
Is that new, or has Barovia
No,
always been this way?
it's always been this way. At least, as far as people told me about.
So, are we under the assumption that she is? So, are we still under the assumption that she is or isn't a vampire, even though yes, she's been bitten?
I have a question to ask her.
Sure.
When Strahd bit you, have you ever felt some strange compulsion to return to him? Like, he seems to have an influence over you, even though you know you shouldn't be anywhere near this guy.
No, I despise that one.
Let's say Strahd asked you to open up the door for him and let him in. How likely are you to?
I wouldn't do anything of the sort.
Can I insight check her and see like
Sure.
if she like obviously she consciously is telling the truth, but this is like me reading her kind of a subconscious.
That's not how it works. But go ahead.
Oh well, either way. Well, this is kind of what I'm trying to be like.
Also,
This
you,
is
yeah, that's something possible to ascertain. If
a
you want to see.
17.
She seems resolute when she told you that she would never open the door to him.
I do know about when it comes to the fact of like reading up. Haven't learnt it. I don't think I would want to, but I think dominate person is more to the fact that they have no control over their faculties, nor do they recall unless they are forced to remember. I believe. Again, it's a bit hazy on the description.
I don't really know, but what I know is that it's something unnatural, of course.
Well, for now, let's just go ahead and be mindful of your friend. That way, if we know or see her, we can at least be weary of it. If we're going to the graveyard as such in Barovia to bury your father, is that going to be a safe place for us to go to, or is that more likely going to be dangerous?
I don't think so. They never came here during the day, so if we stay here during the night, we are safe.
Right.
I say we take. I say we all try and get some. Take an opportunity to get some sleep.
Irina, are these attacks? Is there something that preempts them at all, or is it just random?
Like a warning sign. Like our warns.
No, it just happens out of nowhere.
Okay. Well, in that case, I suppose our best bet is to get to the safety of your house and lay low for the night, and in the morning we'll prepare to begin our journey.
Yeah, I think that might be best.
On that note, I mean, I don't mean to pry, but do you have any idea what business your brother had to attend to tonight?
Well, if I know him, and I'm sure I do, she's probably out there looking for Gertrude at the moment.
Gertrude?
The girl.
Should we be worried about him?
I don't think so. He's quite capable.
Okay, well,
yeah, I don't know.
I think I'd feel more comfortable if we at least stayed up until he returned home.
We can try doing shifts. You know?
It's not night yet. It seems to be just a few hours away from night.
Well, we could always go ahead and split up and try to search around for him just to make sure that he is safe. Again, that's just an idea. Because is Gertrude to the GM above table? So this is Gertrude is the one that's gone missing, from the mother, right?
Yeah.
Cool. I just wanted to make sure.
Well, if we've got a few hours before nightfall, maybe we should do our supply run tonight and prepare for our journey.
Yeah, buy some.
Do in the morning.
Sell some items and buy some healing potions.
Yeah.
And yes, I know that's aimed at me.
Would you
Not
mind
say
kind of?
anything.
Do you mind showing us around town a little bit, Irina, or
Right now?
Yes.
if you wouldn't mind?
What are you looking for?
An apothecary and to get
Uh,
some healing potion.
There's just one shop here, and I think that's it. And the church. And a lot of houses, and the tavern, of course. I suppose.
Yeah, well, I don't think the company at the tavern is very much fans of us at the moment. But if you'd like
Definitely
to
not.
join us on a walk to the local shop, that you're more than welcome to.
Of course, let's go.
Yeah, I would like to go ahead and actually find a place that actually has potions, so I can buy at least one potion.
Well, there's only one shop in town.
Yep.
You guys are going to have a surprise next session, because that's where we are going to end today's session.
No.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, we actually played way more than we are supposed to. Maybe we passed more than an hour there, or close to that.
Did we at least
close to an hour?
We've
Yeah,
got another couple hours coming.
But we will have next week to do what with a better understanding and with more time in our hands. So don't worry.
Yes, there's no reason I should not be on time next week.
Nice. Good.
So
now here's the big question: did we level up?
You did. Of course you did.
Hooray!
Finally!
You are now level 3. Congratulations.
Battle Master.
That is as far as a lot of groups go.
Well, that certainly isn't comforting to know.
Okay.
All right.
Nice. Level 3, able to choose your subclasses at the moment, huh?
I am going Battle Master.
I don't have the option.
Funny guy. Funny guy with...
Oh no!
Come on.
Oh no!
Who was that?
No, that's why I never... That's why I never roll. That's exactly why I never roll.
No.
One, and well, things are tough.
That's fine.
Next one is going to be an 8, right?
How do I...
You never know.
You need to click on the arrow up there.
Yeah,
on your sheet. Jerumo also needs to level up there.
Yeah, I was running now.
You can click here and then just click level up. It's going to ask you what subclass do you want, things like that.
And I'll
here, open your sheet and go here. Not a 1.
I've never.
You know, everyone else has arrow as well.
Race.
Ooh, nice.
Oh yeah.
Nice. At least one of you did extremely well.
I just did the average. Is that okay? Or
Of course it is. He just rolled because he wanted to. Don't worry. Take my advice. Take the average. 1 is not something that you want on your life there.
Yeah, it's a shame I can't go back and actually.
Yeah, it is a shame.
Yeah.
It's hard.
I'm just gonna
it's
have to
hard.
take average next time.
It's hard.
It is.
I think the best thing to do is to just roll. If you are crazy, of course, you just roll 1. If you get maximum, you never roll again. You are already on on a winning situation there.
Yeah.
I have taken Battle Master.
Nice. All right, and we are going to resume next session when you are just leaving here, the house, to go towards the shop.
Okie dokie. You know what? Because of the fact that we are in a place that we require someone with a bit of what's the word?
Kill.
No, a bit of shining of light. I'm taking Sacred Flame.
My maneuvers are. Give me a minute. Brace, pushing attack, and bait and switch.
I gotta double check. How many spells do I get to prepare per?
Your level plus your modifier on wisdom, so that would be
Okay.
7 at the moment.
Okay, so 7 spells at the moment. Okay. Plus my circle spells, right? So.
Yeah, those ones you have access at all times.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Apparently, oh no, there's an actual spell called Encoded Thoughts, and apparently it's actually not in DBD Beyond.
Kind of.
Really?
Yeah.
So weird.
I know, but I found it in the actual level up option. So I'm like going, huh, I never saw that before. That's interesting, but I didn't take it because I'm like going.
That's from one book that people don't usually use, which is Guild's Master Guide to Ravnica. Don't usually.
Okay.
So I don't think it appears there because it doesn't have the book.
No, that's totally fine.
And it doesn't. Yeah, and in a matter of fact, the only way to get it is Pact of the Tome, it seems, or the background.
Okay. Can I actually no? I will DM you this because it didn't give me the option to pick a new spell set. Because at level 3 for Warlock, I can get another spell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it can change one that you already has.
That's fine. It's a shame I can't change Dancing Lights from the innate mage options because that one I got from the innate. Sorry, the what's it called? Magic Initiate Sorcerer, I think it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't change
actually,
that one. Where it is.
Actually, I have a question.
Sure.
Can I swap bait and switch for tactical assessment?
I actually think bait and switch is a lot more better because you roll a 1d5 and you can add the 5 or whatever result from that to yourself or the person you're trying to bait and switch with. It's good. Right. I honestly say keep to it.
So keep my current loadout of bait and switch, brace, and pushing?
I mean, I tend to agree. Bait and switch is amazing and doesn't get that much used, in my opinion. You can get someone away from an opportunity attack and get him away. You also get a lot of AC. AC is extremely hard to come by. So, yeah.
Okay.
And brace is also really good.
Alright. There you go. I've sent you the spell I wish to add to my list.
Sure. Especially with Forewarn.
Sorry, you're saying. Sorry, it's okay.
Oh man, this is overwhelming. I have not played a caster that has to repair spells before. There is a lot.
Okay. Prestidigitation, I can't.
There's also a few druid spells that I had no idea about, like Healing Spirit.
That's good. That's good. It was a bit nerfed, but it is still quite good for a lot of how can I say, a lot of AoE heal. at the moment.
Yes.
It used to be so broken because you could top up someone in a single spell slot. That's
Oh yeah.
really good.
For sure.
I just picked up an
Withering
insane
Bloom sounds
AoE.
cool.
Did you?
At level 3 Breath of the Dragon.
Oh, nice. Nice. Oh, this new subclass is amazing. You are a dragon fighter. So cool.
I thought he was a bird.
Wait, what?
Well,
Wait, what are you?
I'm a way of the Ascendant Dragon.
Oh, nice. That's actually a really cool one.
You can
yeah,
be
that's
that. You are not a
weird.
dragon. You are a. You're a
He's
bird.
a chimera, bro.
What are you
I know
doing?
you
Have 2 forms of
You're an
flying.
ascended parakeet, okay?
Oh yeah, that's true. Birds are descended from from dragons.
From dragon.
Of course.
He could be half dragonborn for all you know.
How do I link the skill?
I think you can just click it and it's going to show on the chat. Oh,
there you go.
Nice.
That's what I got.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to sit down and figure out which spells I'm gonna want to prepare here. I
Yeah.
guess it does depend on. I mean, Healing Word can make way for friggin' Healing Spirit.
Yeah. You would need 2 long rest though to prepare the new one.
Yeah, no, I'm
moment.
not. I'm just.
But
looking right
go
now. I
ahead.
need to
Yeah.
long rest
But yeah.
prepare,
But go ahead and there are a lot of cool things there. Druids have a lot of cool
Yeah.
spells.
Connor, I've
just
sent
to
you
kind
the
of
spell I need.
Make my shit.
Already did. It's already on your character, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I had to go and unprepare everything because as soon as you level up, it wants to prepare every second level
I
spell.
don't see it.
It's Spect Magic, 2nd level. It's not showing for you?
No, it's not.
Maybe do a refresh there?
Sure, I'll do that. Go here, bang.